Tiger Mafia, LLC, is an adventuring company with a storefront in the Clerk's Ward of Sigil. You have garnered a reputation as accomplished mercenaries, and you begin to draw the eye of more powerful forces in the multiverse. And yet beneath you lies a conspiracy at the very heart of Sigil. Previously in 20-sided Sigil, we're going to go through everybody here. King Corona of Mount Celestia is dead, usurped by his oldest son Nox, and the heavens have been thrown into chaos. A full-blown war between the heavens of Mount Celestia is all but inevitable, and you can begin to see the stirrings of it in the hells. Now Nox has sent the executioner Eclipsa to return their sister, Princess Stella, dead or alive. But Stella is nowhere to be found. Princess Stella Artois Corona has assembled a super squad of all-stars to retrieve Guardian, the +3 Holy Avenger greatsword of Daneel, Smiter of Fiends, from the depths of hell, specifically the Iron Tower of Dis. Tonar Shar, the right hand of the Harmonium, has promised the group 10,000 gold, and Grimbrech Stonehammer added that the dwarves of Mount Clanggedin in Arcadia are prepared to give each party member the pick of any magical object in their fabled armories.
Fuck yeah.
Lieutenant Second Colonel Hugh Mungus, the consummate commander, a soldier without a war, seeking purpose, released an entity known to him as Sebastian into the ether.
My buddy.
Sebastian was the right head of the demon prince Demigorgon. And now Lieutenant Second Colonel Hugh Mungus is considered the chosen of Hethradaya the Dexter, the right head of Demigorgon, in its endless contest against its twin, Aamiul the Sinister. So now that you're in hell, Hugh Mungus has this aura of totem armor above him that glows with a red and purplish demonic aura. And Daneel, you'll remember that you have +1 to AC in hell.
Shit.
And anybody who is anybody in hell essentially can immediately identify you as associated with a demon. Remember, you guys are in the hells, which is devils. Daneel, you are obviously now the chosen champion of a famous demon, a really powerful demon prince. So there are going to be people who want to size up to you. Dizzyreed Bumblefoot. When Crossbows and Peonies decided they didn't need a triangle player to make it big, Dizzyreed Bumblefoot set out to make a name for himself. Now, he is talking his way out of trouble throughout the multiverse and multiple planes of existence. He seeks to forge a new identity, starting with his discovered penchant for all things dwarven, then gained Elvish Chain and a demonic fez. Has made it his mission to appropriate all of the culture in the multiverse, and maybe one day will truly discover what it means to be a halfling.
What a nice guy.
Bobby B, Boarfolk Cleric of Soon and graduate of the Academy of Light, is an impulsive, impassioned ally, and he may be an angry bipolar hippie, but his flame tongue hammer will both smash and burn you with its patented smash and burn magic. TM.
Got him.
And there is no greater threat to the undead than a charging Boarfolk cleric with a flaming hammer burning with the divine light of the god of the sun. Finally, we have Glock Knight, a mysterious figure clad in mithril plate armor, with a vicious pistol in hand and an animated floating shield at his shoulder. The masked warrior met the group on their arrival to Avernus, where he was just finishing his mission escorting the Great Modron March through Hell, or at least the first layer, which is as far as the Modrons need go. Glock Knight identified Tiger Mafia LLC by name, at least Hugh and Dizzyreed, and he agreed to accompany them on their quest. So, now we are, let me change your map, we are here. We have just left the Avernus Gate.
We just murdered a bunch of like wormlings, right?
You got to the Avernus Gate by traveling from the River Styx. You went across an open field of lemures, those big, fat, giant, fleshy ooze creatures that are basically the lowest of the low of the devils. They were being herded across by some, higher-ranking devils, pit fiends, and the like. You came across a toll road, like a toll bridge, and when you went across it, Dizzyreed kind of convinced the guard that you guys weren't on any necessarily important business, and he kind of just let you by.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He didn't give you any blessing or any permissions or any cards or anything, but he also didn't fight you. And then as you finished, you saw the Pillar of Skulls, and then you got to Tiamat's Gate, where the gate to Dis is in the mouth of a giant skeletal dragon. And when you got there, crawling out of the skeletal dragon was a young red, white, black, green, and blue dragons. And the 5 young chromatic dragons all fought you guys to stop you from leaving their mother's gate. So you have just killed 5 young dragons, and you have not yet stepped through the gate to Dis. So you guys sit here now. You have been in Avernus for maybe a day, but time doesn't pass here the same way, or it does, but you can't necessarily tell. The sky in Avernus is always a constant hazy red, and there is no sunlight, and there's no real tangible passage of time evident. Bobby B, you're hungry. Your stomach is growling. That's how you can tell the time. You all are standing in front of this Dragon's Gate, Tiamat's Gate, and you know that when you go past this, here's where you are. I'll show the players again. You guys see that?
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, it's on the map as well. Here you guys are at the Avernus Gate, and you know as you cross the next, you'll be at the second level of Hell, Dis, where you're supposed to go to collect Guardian. Let's see. What would
do
you
we
guys,
know what
you guys want to chat?
What devil do we know is like,
Okay.
holds
when Tonar Shar from the Harmonium was giving you the rundown of this mission, essentially what you're doing is you're going to Dis. You need to find on the plane of Dis the endless city of Dis. I heard you like Dis, so I put Dis in Dis. So you can have Dis while you're at Dis. So on the plane of Dis, there is the endless city of Dis. Perspective is weird in Hell. The city of Dis is endless, and yet it only takes up a certain part of the plane. And you know that Dispater, the Iron Lord, the Archduke of the second layer of Hell, when the Galugon that stole Daneel's arm, because he couldn't grab the sword without being smoted, so he grabbed the arm and he ran away saying that he had Dispater's prize. So you know that you have to go to the Iron Tower of Dis, which overlooks the city, that's where Dispater is, and that's where you had heard from some of the dwarves from Mount Clanggedin and some of the Harmonium scouts who had been sent before you, that the last survivor, which was a dwarf from Clanggedin, said they had heard that the arm and the sword are on the wall of Dispater's court. So it's essentially in the heart of the beast.
And that's in the Iron Tower of Dis.
Yes, in the Iron Tower of Dis, overlooking the endless city of Dis.
Can I summon my horse before I switch to switch out the spells?
Yes, you can. Have we talked about your horse before?
Yeah, his name's Raziel,
Okay.
and I think you said that he has a human head?
Yeah, he has a human face. So he has a human face on the front of a horse's head. So it looks really weird. But yeah, I do remember that because I thought that was hilarious.
I need to Google a picture, and I think I found the perfect one for you, Justin.
Yeah. So it says when I summon my horse, I can like choose if he's like like a fae or like a fiend or a celestial.
Right.
And I think it would make sense for me to change him to be fiendish.
I don't think it should be Raziel. Raziel wouldn't change. So you normally summon Raziel. He's your celestial mount.
Right.
And because you're in hell and he can't come see you, when you summon him and you go through the motions of the spell and you do a twirl and you say the magic words, instead of Raziel showing up, it's like emo scene kid Raziel. And he's got the same face and everything, but the hair is it gets dyed, it gets bleached near the tips. And he's got like eyeliner, and and he's not happy to be here. You know what I mean? Man. But you summon him nonetheless, and so now you have your mount.
Great.
And he kind of back talks to you. He's like, whatever, But yeah, you have your horse now. Anybody else want to cast any spells before you rest strategically, like Stella?
I don't think I have anything strategic.
Nah, nothing of that sort for this guy.
John acting like Glock Knight cast spells.
Nothing at this time, but don't test.
I'll check in with you later, Glock Knight, on your choice of spells.
That's right.
All right, so you guys take a full night's rest. You stand watch, and for the sake of it, everything passes normally. And you guys are welcome to talk amongst yourselves or do what you want.
So I want to use my feat. I think it's called Inspiring Leader, but I renamed it to Princess.
Okay.
And to give us more temporary hit points, and it's 12. And the way that I'm going to inspire us is that I'm going to go over like the game plan because this is like a heist.
Yes.
So I have like a dagger. I'm going to poke some like hole into like one of the dragon corpses, and I'm going to like write in like the ground. Like, is it sand?
It seems to be like a red brittle clay in front of the demon gate where you're standing here.
Okay. So even though I really don't know like the layout of anything, Stella is going to like plan out kind of like it's like a whiteboard. She's going to like draw like a rectangle. And say like, this is the tower and this is the entry point, and she's gonna try to go through like, this whole plan that doesn't really make sense.
Yes,
and try to inspire.
It's incredibly inspiring, and Stella, you have put together your squad of Stella's stars, and everybody plays a role, and everybody gains temporary hit points equal to 12.
Yeah, we can do this.
All right.
In response to that, I nod my head solemnly and I say, "Excellent, fellow adventurers. I cannot wait to embark on this journey to the Iron Tower of Dis. We will have a great time recovering the stolen arm and sword of that guy that you spoke of earlier. It's why I'm here."
He's a really nice guy.
Glock Knight, you're fully armored, right?
Yes. Okay. That's right.
So you guys hear this like
I'm armored from head to toe. My face is just, a helmet.
A little slit.
Right.
If you could imagine my voice with a slight echo, then
I imagine you as Solaire from
It sounds a little bit like he's speaking into a Campbell's soup can.
Yes.
Yeah.
At all times. If there were an effect for that, I would add it.
I got you. So, what do you guys want to do?
Shall we?
Yeah, I think we should keep going.
All right. So the marching order through the Avernus gate is what?
I'm just gonna
front.
Yeah, I'll either take up the front or the rear, but I will be close to my friends. Like, I won't be trailing too far behind. So if Hugh has the front, then I will take the rear. But I'll be within 5 feet.
Cool.
Of,
cool.
my bros.
And then
This looks good to me.
So, and then we'll put. How about that? So we've got Hugh, Bobby, Dizzy, Stella, Glock 9.
Perfect.
All right.
Yep.
So you guys pass through the Avernus gate,
What the fuck?
and the gate on the other side does not look the same. You are now in Dis, and as you enter Dis, you find yourself exiting this dark, black portal. And
Disgate.
Whoa.
Yeah, Disgate different from that gate.
Disgate. Dat gate.
For the sake
Where
of
that gate at?
for the sake of the map, I'm just rearranging you guys so that you're walking out of the gate as such.
Mm-hmm.
But you step out of the disc gate, and you walk down these slab steps. Behind you is a weird half amphitheater that is made of 2 iron hands that come out of the ground, and the fingers of which are like warped tentacles. And these tentacles you see in the picture are moving, and it's almost imperceptible to your head. It's the first of many weird dimensional oddities that you are going to experience in Dis.
Oh, man.
The steps, as you step down them, you've got 3 steps left, then you've got 2 steps left, then you've got 2 steps left, then you've got 3 steps left. It's weird. Eventually, you kind of shake it off, and you all walk down the steps. After crossing through the gate to Dis, you find yourselves halfway up one of the mountains that ring the infinite city, also known as Dis. From your vantage point on the mountainside, it seems like you can see forever, or maybe you can. Off in the distance sprawls an enormous city, dominated by a gray, parapet-choked tower that rises so far into the now smoky green sky that you can't crane your neck enough to mark the top of the tower. It seems to melt and reshape itself constantly, and your poor brain just can't settle on what the tower really looks like.
Damn.
A ring of steep mountains surrounds all you see. Your hill is part of the range, but the hike to the peaks on the other side of the city of Dis is unimaginable. From the base of your mountain, though, you can see a white cobblestone path that that winds its way across the plain and towards the city.
Man, that thing looks like a giant dick. It's almost as big as mine.
That's not accurate. We should find our way over there.
Appropriation.
Princess Stella is correct. Your dick is not so long that I cannot see the top. It is withheld in your pants alone.
Oh, man.
Shall we proceed?
I just
Shall
got
we go
viciously mocked myself.
You viciously mock yourself, okay. You turn towards the white cobblestone path, and on your way to the path, you encounter 2 Abishai, 1 white and 1 black.
What are Abishais?
Let me refresh.
Color or gender.
Bobby B, you don't see color or gender?
Yeah.
How do you know lady was a lady?
Do look like a lady.
Don't go there. I mean, I like the song.
Unless they surprise us, like when I see that we're like approaching something,
Yeah.
can I use prestidigitation to like basically change my hair color to be like black, so I'm not immediately, because there was like a wanted poster for me like earlier.
Yes, there was. And
So-
yes, you can.
Dude, as long as that wanted poster is not in black and white, that'll be a total game changer.
Oh, don't even think about that.
So, Who wants to roll about Abishai and how? And go ahead and roll, and I'll tell you what you guys know. You have seen them before. You know they come in 5 colors, the colors of the chromatic dragons.
I'm using my insight to determine.
You should use any of the following skills. You should use
Perception.
Arcana, History, or Religion.
I suck equally at all of them, so I'm
not
rolling.
good at any of those things.
Here I go.
I have expertise in that. Can I try it? Nice.
Negative crit, and we got a regular crit.
Nice. Well done.
Super crit.
And I got the crit.
Super crit.
Yeah, Bobby B.
Good work.
John has all the wrong information, and Ben has all the right information.
Yeah, so Glock Knight, what do you know about Abishai? Go ahead.
I'll tell you exactly what I know about Abishai.
Glock Knight stops the rest of the group from approaching. And says,
Okay, I say, halt, adventurers, stand your ground. Those are Abishai in the distance. They are terrible, fiendish lizards that were kicked out of their aquatic homes back in the pirate planet, and we should perhaps maybe stay far back. They are a treacherous creature. They have many spines. Lots of them look different. They come in many different colors, but none familiar to me. I would not trust anything that they say. We should proceed with extreme caution, but perhaps we should just kill them.
Like on sight?
All right, so you guys hear what Glock Knight says about the Abishai. Bobby, it doesn't necessarily sit with you as correct at all.
Oh man.
What do you know? What do you say?
His wisdom is one of tale, but I believe the Abishai from my travelings and my folkly musings were once men. They had Tiamat's favor in life, and before death, as a reward, were transformed. Well, their souls were transformed into hideous devils, which I realize is a questionable reward, but I promise they were into it because Tiamat rolls that way. All right. Now, oh goodness. He deploys these guys as emissaries. I don't know. They do simple tasks. They send messages out or have a little sensitive mission. Some are more responsible, but what we know about all of them is that they love Tiamat. Why wouldn't they? He made them demon people to begin with.
But are they from this planet?
Let me
Are they from a pirate planet? That's what I need to know.
Yeah.
Interestingly, other archdevils can command Abishai to work for them, but it's never clear whether they're going to follow Tiamat's orders or Asmodeus's. So there's a risk. You don't want to give an order that counteracts their previous instruction. But for the most part, I think they're just kind of messengers. I think if we don't get in the way of their, if we don't get in the way of their dear lady Tiamat, we shouldn't have a problem talking to them or, having our way with them.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Well,
done.
let's at least agree to not tell them that we just killed like 5 dragons.
I kind of
Literally, like 5 feet behind us.
if I had pockets,
Yeah.
I would stuff my hand in them, and I kind of looked down at the ground and shuffled my feet a little bit, and I was like, well, that was basically what I was saying, but just with more superfluous language, and then I kind of go to the back of the line where I
It's
was.
okay, Glock Knight. You have many other wonderful.
Let's see.
qualities.
Ben, you've just given yourself inspiration for role playing.
Fine.
So,
That was
so
killer.
this is something that the DM gives out to reward people for role playing their characters, whether it's through voice or through making decisions that are not necessarily smart, but they're what Bobby B would do. When you have inspiration like this, you can use it to give yourself advantage on any attack roll, any skill check, or any saving throw. The only thing is, you have to say that you want to use your inspiration for advantage before you roll.
Got it.
And use your inspiration for advantage as much as you can, because I can't give it to you twice. So Bobby B gets inspiration, and so does Glock Knight.
Oh shit!
Oh, we're powering up.
Those gold stars.
A crit fail becomes its own crit.
Yes.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Yes.
You guys counterbalance.
Remember, my attitude towards critical failures is that with a critical success, you like leap and bound into the answer to the problem, and a critical fail, you stumble and fall into the answer to your problem. So it's not like you don't do anything. Anyways, 2 Abishai, one
Correct.
white and one black, crouch over the remains of a humanoid, so torn and chewed you can't even make out its race. The black fiend rises from the sickening meal and bows mockingly in your direction.
Stella waves.
What race are you guys? You guys are so big, I can't even tell. Like, you should have clearly defined raceless like I do.
Nice.
And I point them towards my bushy beard and my pointy ears.
Yeah.
I wanna get a sense of how they're reacting to this, just like an off the cuff response. Do I think that this is going positively, or does Bobby B think that he needs to jump in and do a little song about
Nobody has really reacted to much.
Okay. Is it clear that they speak common?
They look at you all, and in Draconic, they say, Karin Mat Kutar. Who understands that?
Not me.
I don't think so.
No.
But I can't find it.
All right.
I do. I speak Draconic.
So Dizzyreed, here is the white Abishai. Can you see that?
Oh.
Whoa.
Ah, he looks fairly warlike.
I have included all of the information that Bobby B just told you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he's got like predator hair.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking savage.
What does he say to me?
He says
Or
to
us.
you, I'm going to whisper it to you. So he says this to you in Draconic.
I say back in Draconic as says,
Johnny, let me look at your skill real quick. It takes a minute.
Right. Yeah, I just want to
So
let you know that
You start.
I'm
Okay.
I'm looking.
Choose the characteristics of your choice, Johnny, and I'll tell you if they are equal, superior, or inferior to you
Whoa.
in regards of those 2 characteristics.
Okay.
and then I say something else to him after I say what I said.
Right now, Stella's like trying to like wipe the smudges off of Raziel's face.
Okay.
But he keeps on trying to like brush her off.
Wait, is Raziel your horse?
Yeah, but he's got a human face. Right now, he's like a scene kid.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're in hell, John.
So,
now
they are talking to Dizzyreed in Draconic, and it's a bunch of guttural scream sounds and roars and growls.
All right. So after you say that, I say this back.
Okay.
And then I want to roll persuasion
Ooh.
I turn to the group and ask,
or deception, whichever one you think I should roll.
does anyone have any idea what's going on?
I don't know. I think we're trying to talk to these guys, and
And then when I see you guys hear that, I look at them and shoot them a look and just be like, and shoot them doing the hand things like, I got this. Shoot them a look as saying, I got this.
So when he
Famous
says that-
words.
whenever Dizzyreed says that, it's usually like an 80% chance we're gonna have to fight immediately. So you guys get ready.
I pull Stella aside and ask, is he really the one that should be handling these conversations?
Well, I mean, none of us can speak the language, but we might still do a better job. He really, really likes doing this. So
I feel like maybe he could be a translator rather than the decision maker. But you know what? I'm new to the team. I'm happy to help.
yeah, no, he's. This is all part of the plan. Okay.
Stella,
figuring
you
out
should
what's
have more faith in your companions. They have your back, just like you have theirs.
I have nothing but faith in us, guys. I'm the paladin, and she like pulls out her little She made a little like paladin handbook. It's like one of those pocket Bibles. Like, tells her how to be a good paladin.
The elements of style.
Yeah,
You guys see it? Is he the Black Abishai?
Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck.
The Black Abishai, who bowed in mocking to you all, is the one talking back and forth with Dizzyreed. The White Abishai fixes his eyes on Humongous, but continues to tear at the meaty bones of the humanoid that he's eating.
I flexed my butt muscles.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Is that an intimidation? What are we doing?
You gotta stay limber, that's all.
That's right. All right.
A quick acrobatics check.
So Dizzyreed, when you say what you just said, the white Abishai who's picking these bones clean, he kind of laughs and stands up, dropping.
Do I need to roll anything, or did I just kind of dismiss it completely?
There is a certain thing you said that he finds hilarious. In fact, knowing what you know about dragons, it's probably the comment about his pay grade.
Good
All
job,
right,
Dizzy.
good work,
So he stands.
Don't know why you'd say that.
You insulting the man's job?
The white Abishai holds a longsword in two hands. The black Abishai, two scimitars.
Dos scimitars.
The white Abishai, who was eating and laughs, responds to Dizzyreed, and he's going to say it now in Infernal. Does anybody speak Infernal? Besides probably Dizzyreed.
Damn, I did not pick out my languages yet, but
Do you want to speak Infernal?
yeah, I do. Yeah, give it to me, coach.
So in Infernal, he says to his companion, because Draconic is the language they know, Dizzy speaks, "Let's let them by and follow them where they go." And the black one turns to him and he smiles and he reveals his draconic teeth. The demonic, draconic, stained, dark yellow teeth, and he laughs. And the black Abishai then turns back to Dizzyreed, and he says in Draconic, "Maybe you're right. Maybe I shouldn't stick my snout where it belongs." And he sort of does another very broadcasted, over-exaggerated, deep bow, and says, "The Dizzyreed, the only Dizzyreed, the Dizzyreed of Dizzyreeds. How could I possibly stop you from crossing?" And they sort of mockingly take a knee.
I wish I did know Abyssal. I wish I did know Infernal.
Yeah. So you do know. So Glock Knight and Dizzy both kind of heard the plan, and then the rest of it is all in Draconic again. The great Dizzyreed. How possibly can I stop you? Johnny, the things you chose to know were level and AC. Glock Knight, know your enemy. I'll tell you, it doesn't have any class levels, but its challenge rating, both their challenge ratings are lower than your level. But John, remember, a level 7 challenge rating means that it's an equal fight to 4 level 7s.
Okay.
Or a decent challenge to 4 level 7s.
Right.
The other thing you wanted to know is AC. And both the white Abishai and the black Abishai have a lower AC than Glock Knight. Remember,
Okay.
John, for future reference, your AC is 20, so that might not be
Right.
the best choice for you.
Right. That's true.
Do you want to have known something else?
No, it at least kind of gives me an idea of about them being hittable, and I see that I could have maybe done something a little bit smarter, but I think that's still pretty helpful.
All right, y'all.
So, shall we continue? Are they going to let us pass, Dizzy?
Yeah, they're gonna let us pass, and
I don't-
as I once that happens, I turn around and just kind of, do I have anything I can talk to you in? So common and celestial, and that's it. God damn it!
Mm-hmm.
You don't just want to tell the group?
I don't want to be too loud and let them
Let's
hear.
get out of earshot.
Yeah,
But-
that's why.
Right. So you guys.
Glock Knight would probably not pick up on the sarcasm of these creatures, so you're gonna have to count him out of this one.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
apologize.
So the plan is just to walk by. Is that
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So you walk by in your current marching order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
I wanna sing a little song as we pass them.
Okay. What are you singing?
I sing. Oh dear Lady Tiamat, we really miss your smile. From walking down the beach at night to walking down the aisle. That's it. It's a little love song for Tiamat.
Wonderful. All right. And what language do you sing this in, Bobby?
Well, I don't know that I picked my languages, so
All right.
I don't know what's consistent with Bobby to know. But...
Bobby is a cleric with the background of an entertainer. So I'll tell you right now. An entertainer learns no new languages. And I don't think a cleric would either. And you are a Boarfolk, so you can have common and one other.
I mean, for this, it would make sense for have Draconic or something. But...
Yeah. Okay. So you wanna know Draconic?
Let's just do that.
Okay, that's cool. So you understood what they were saying to Dizzyreed. So retroactively,
retcon.
You know some questions that were asked. So hold on. Let's make sure we do that. So now you know Draconic, and so you would have heard the following words said. And for fun, we'll just say it out loud.
Just for funsies.
Dizzyreed said to the Abishai,
"You guys have such a mismatched face. What happened right there?"
What happened to your face?
What happened?
They looked at Dizzyreed, and the black one looked at Dizzyreed and said, "I'm an Abishai. What the fuck are you?" And Dizzyreed, he has elvish traits and dwarvish traits and demonic traits, and and he said, "I am Dizzyreed, the Dizzyreed, first of my kind." So Bobby, you'd know Dizzyreed said that, and he asked them, "What are you fine gentle dragons doing on this path?" And they said, "We are currently finishing up the last adventurer who came through our gate. What business does Dizzyreed, the Dizzyreed, have in this?" And you heard Dizzyreed say, "What we are doing is above your pay grade. It is of no concern to you."
I assumed I could have rolled deception there to fuck with them, but
you did, but you said a trigger word to their draconic likeness, which is anything having to do with worth, gold, value, money, etc.
Oh, fuck.
You triggered them.
You triggered them.
Awesome.
This white Abishai is essentially a snowflake. Well, Bobby B, would you have wanted to say or do anything differently, or are you happy to sing your song in Draconic?
I'm happy to sing my song in Draconic.
So you all walk by, marching order being the same that it was. Hugh and then Bobby, Dizzy, Stella, and Glock Knight in the rear. You pass the Abishai, you feel nervous. They stay bowed as you all walk.
Do they like my song?
They kind of laugh at your song. And then as you all have all passed, the white Abishai mutters under his breath, "You don't think I can recognize a demonic fez when I see one? I know you speak infernal!" And they surprise attack you.
Oh, shit!
Would Longbow of Warning give us protection from the sneak attack round?
Warning. You and any of your companions within 30 feet of you cannot be surprised. So, as he begins to mutter under his breath that he knows you speak infernal because he recognizes a demon fez when he sees one, Hugh, your longbow begins to tingle.
Guys, I got the tingling bow!
Yeah. So what do you say?
Guys, I got the tingling bow!
Yeah. You all know what that means. You turn, you see the Abishai lifting their swords over their heads, and we will all roll initiative, and nobody gets surprised.
Oh, shit.
Thanks to the longbow of warning. So,
see, traveling companions, I told you they would attack at sight, basically, and try to kill us.
You were right, Glock Knight. You were right all along. Oh, wow. They're doing pretty good.
All right. Descending means the Black Abishai will go first. The Black Abishai raises his scimitars over his head. And he lets out a wicked grin and smiles and begins to laugh. And as he does it,
Not funny, man.
darkness creeps out from his position.
Oh, fuck. Oh, not this shit.
It's up to that Mal shit.
Yes. Magical darkness, 15-foot radius, yada yada. In the darkness, remember, even if you have dark vision, you can't see through this darkness. And non-magical light cannot illuminate it. So he casts the darkness. It doesn't cost him his action. And he is going to make some attacks against Glock Knight.
Okay.
So Glock Knight, this Abishai, when the darkness seeps out and envelops you, all you see is his wicked smile. His draconic fangs.
Can he see through the darkness?
Yes.
Okay.
That's so cool.
You best suspect that devils have devil's sight, which means magical darkness does not impede their vision.
Well, time to cast magic missile into the darkness.
Exactly. Here, if the enemy cannot see you, all of your attacks are made with advantage.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Similarly, if you cannot see your enemy, you have disadvantage on attacks against them. Those are the rules of fighting in darkness. So the Black Abishai has advantage on all 3 of his attacks. 2 with a scimitar, 1 with a bite. Glock Knight, this Abishai, you sense him right next to you. Your animated shield still somehow knows where it is and begins to float in that direction. First scimitar. Oh, I did not toggle advantage, so I'm just going to roll another.
Do it.
24.
No.
That one's going to work. It's going to work well.
So you take 8 slashing damage. For the second scimitar attack, I get a 10. And for the bite, I get a 23. So the first scimitar hits you, the bite hits you, and when he bites you, acid comes out of his mouth and pierces into your shoulder. So like he bites into like the mail just a little bit, like near your neck and on your shoulder that's just barely visible, Like his scimitar attack hits you across the head, which makes your neck careen like this, and then he bites into you.
I don't like that.
No, you do not. He is then going to move here.
But we can't see where exactly he is.
So
we just see the darkness move.
Right. You also haven't made your turn, so you can't take reactions. You see the darkness move, but not really, because you're still into the darkness. The only one who really sees this is Hugh. Hugh, you weren't in the darkness a second ago. And now as this Abishai comes back towards you, he envelops your whole party. Hugh, as you see him walking towards you, it's your turn.
I know that my cleric buddy here is wise in the ways of the darkness.
Yes.
So I'm gonna gonna drop initiative.
Okay.
For little Bobby.
All right, we're gonna drop for the sake of it. Let's give Hugh a 15.1. Bobby B, you are surrounded by magical darkness that can only be expelled by magical light of equal strength. If only there were a cleric of light somewhere.
Oh, this is my wheelhouse, babies. So I just want to make sure that both these guys are in range, if that's possible. But maybe it's too dark.
Okay.
So
only a few seconds have passed. You've only heard movement from one person, an enemy.
All right. Well, I just kind of angle and position myself such that I get at least that one person.
Okay.
But ideally both. Right, let's see. Where's my thing? Here we go. All right. I call out Starlight, Star Bright, Lady Gaga, A Star is Born. And I cast Channel Divinity, Radiance of the Dawn.
All right. Banishing darkness and dealing radiant damage. As an action, you present your holy symbol. So is that your hammer or?
I think I have like a bracelet.
Okay, so you hold up your hammer on, and your bracelet emits holy light. dispelling all magical darkness, and each hostile creature within 30 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw. So first of all of you, the darkness surrounds you completely. Those of you who have dark vision still cannot see. You hear Glock Knight get struck in his armor, and then get bitten, and you hear the sizzling of the acid. You cannot see anything around you, and you just hear the words of your newfound companion, Bobby B. Like you have no idea where Princess Stella found this guy. But in the darkest of dark, you hear his wonderful voice sing a song, and a star is born, and radiant light shines from his bracelet. And the darkness disappears, and the Abishai screech in pain. Let's see. Why don't you roll 2d10 plus your level?
Yeah.
All right, so 18, and we're gonna make con saves real quick.
Yeah.
All right. The white Abishai succeeds. The black Abishai fails. So the black Abishai takes full damage, 18 damage. Let's see. Resistances. Let me look at his resistances.
I use a free action to belly laugh.
Nice.
Yeah.
So black Abishai takes full damage.
Ooh, nice.
Other Abishai takes half damage. And that is your action and your free action to laugh. Would you like to move? You know that moving will provoke an attack of opportunity from the black Abishai.
No, I just square off with him.
All right, perfect. Hugh, smartly waiting your turn.
Ooh, boy, I can see him.
Rip and tear.
Now I'm gonna... Oh, there we go. Move up to this guy and yell, "Don't you fuck with my friends!" And I'm going to swing the all that remains.
Nice. An 18 hits.
Blammo.
All right.
That's 15 there.
Nice.
And then I'm going to swing it again.
Okay.
Another 18.
18 hits.
Thumbing on him.
All right.
And then after that, I guess fuck these guys. I'm just going to go ahead and action surge and start taking them down. I don't like this whole fucking biting my friend's neck and bullshit.
All right, hold on. So you hit 3 times. So you hit twice, you action surge, you hit a third time. So we're doing 15 damage. We're doing 13 damage.
13.
And we do 13 damage. On your third strike, you rend the black Abishai in half. And you just totally decimate him.
Damn.
You guys fucking ruined.
You guys see what you have seen many times before fighting alongside Humongous. In the amount of time a normal man swings his sword one time, Humongous has made 3 swings, and I assume is running over the dead corpse of his enemy to make a 4th swing at the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So we can fucking jump over our teammate, come at this guy.
Yeah.
And,
I'm a short guy. You can jump over me.
Yeah,
there we go.
And then you got
Let's
the white
fucking get
Abishai.
one more in there.
And a
Mine as
26,
well.
yes, hits. Nice. So you tear into him as well with the slashing and the necrotic damage. All that remains. We haven't talked about all that remains in a while, Daniel, because we haven't played in a while.
This is correct.
But you remember when you were first challenged by a champion of Aamiul. It was in the Feywild, and it was that 2-headed Fomorian. And he singled you out as the wielder of the Sleeping Blade. And then, not that much longer later, all that remains had finally had its fill of blood, and an eyeball opened on it, and it began to talk to you.
Fuck yeah.
So,
Astaroth.
remember the voice of Hethridiah, your patron, is the Sebastian voice. It's like a whisper from the back of your mind. You hear the voice of all that remains speaking, and it sounds like it comes from the blade, not somewhere in your head. Everyone else can't hear it, but you hear it directionally come from the blade, and you feel the blade vibrate when it speaks. Hugh. Hugh.
Hello.
I haven't been to this in ages.
Long time, eh? First time here, but I'm liking the scenery so far.
Yeah, what a treat this is.
Welcome back.
Yeah. All right. Stella.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What were you doing last time you were here?
Oh, well, you know, I was with one of Heterodaia's champions, and we were trying to court a succubus.
Oh, well, that's always a good goal in life. Honestly, you know, I hadn't thought about it lately, but might as well try something, you know, see the local fair, if you know what I mean.
Well, if you're interested, I can show you where I've been, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you know, gotta put you in the old sheath, huh?
So, Stella, you see Humongous, his Werejaguar face, like looking at the eyeball of his sword and like speaking out loud to it. You see his like jaguar jaws, you know, talking to his sword about maybe seeing a woman in town or something.
With his fucking dragon blood just kind of seeping out of his mouth.
It's your turn, Stella.
So in like the last 6 seconds, went from just going through these very nice dragons to being surrounded in darkness to us killing them.
Yes.
And so this was all just very strange. And she just goes, "What? I guess, are we killing them now? Okay, here we go." And I'm going to try to whip the white one.
All right,
I'm going to try to whip him twice.
Whip.
Hey, you got that ridiculous, that thing.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't hit. So I'll try again.
Okay. Yes, a 22 hits.
Okay. And I'm gonna Divine Smite. Is this guy a fiend?
The White Abishai is a fiend. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Oh man, I had so many fiend things I could do to him.
I'm gonna do some bonus damage. I'm gonna do a 2nd level smite, which bumps it up to level 3 smite.
Yeah.
So I do 19 damage.
You do 5 magical slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
The cold of your Cat of Nine Tails, when it whips the Abishai, the cold immediately dissipates. Does not look like it did any damage. But as you see that, you get a little oomph in it, and you smite him, and he is now bloodied.
Oh wow! I say, yeah, take that. What? And I just like mumble off while my horse just trots off out of range and say, yeah, take that. Don't mess with me. See you later. Bye.
Dizzyreed, your turn.
I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom, yeah. DC is 17.
Okay, he has advantage.
He has advantage?
Yeah.
No.
Does not succeed. So he falls prone, becomes incapacitated, and begins to cackle wildly.
I pull out a mirror out of my bag and I show it to his face.
Yeah.
As part of the spell. Nice.
And you're like, this is what you look like. And he just begins to laugh. Like he looks at it and he's just like and he like falls on his hands and knees and he's like laughing into the ground. You see him, he's laughing into the ground and he looks up at you with his eyes and there's anger in his eyes and he's laughing and he's trying to stop the laughter and he's taking that red clay in the ground in front of and he's shoving it in his mouth. He's like, and he spits it out and he doesn't know what to do.
And as a bonus action, I give Bardic Inspiration to Glock Knight.
Okay, so you've used one Bardic Inspiration.
And
what do you tell him?
I say, I believe in you.
Nice. All right, Glock Knight, you're up.
Fuck yeah. So, answer me this. If he's on the ground and I've got a projectile weapon, do I have to lay on the ground prone to not get disadvantage against him?
Well...
I like that.
That doesn't.
He is prone. When you're
you
prone,
can't like do coup de grace shotgun to the face thing.
When you're prone, an attack roll against the creature has advantage if the attack roll is within 5 feet of that creature. So John, you have advantage on him because he's prone because you're 5 feet away from him.
Okay.
He's also incapacitated. which means he can't take actions. So
Gotcha.
You have advantage on these attacks.
Awesome. Okay, great. Well then, yeah, I'm just gonna walk up on him, and I'd like to just, put a boot on his chest just to steady him, and I want to take a couple shots with the vicious Glock.
Vicious pistol +1. All right, go
Vicious
for it.
Glock. Let's do it. So here's one.
Blammo, that hits.
Blammo. Shoot him. So
10 piercing damage.
there's 10 on that one, and then let me see here. I'm gonna roll again, and then I don't know if I have anything. I guess there's no point in rolling any superiority die. He's pretty fucked. So I'm just gonna shoot him twice.
Nice.
So
nice. You get a 7. He is still alive.
yeah. Well,
He's close to dead. He's very
That's
close to dead.
good.
Maybe
I leave
he'll
him.
surrender.
All
I
right.
leave him for the next guy.
Okay, you do. It's the next guy's turn, and it's the White Abishai's turn. So he is going to attempt to stop laughing. So
Yeah.
at the end of each of his turns, and each time it takes damage, it makes a Wisdom saving throw. So it's gonna make the saving throw twice during Glock Knight's turn. Wisdom saving throw with advantage. So he's no longer laughing. So it's his turn now. He has stopped laughing during Glock Knight's turn. He didn't find that first gunshot funny. He's going to use half his movement to stand.
Okay.
And then he is going to make two-handed longsword attacks against Glock Knight.
Okay.
All right. He does not have advantage, so it's just normal attacks.
Yeah. Well, he is white.
20. That hits you.
I will do a bardic inspiration and
Okay.
do cutting words.
What do you say?
I say, how was your face? I thought it was pretty funny, right?
Damn.
Nice.
So I mean, it's a 1d8, so it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's gonna miss. So he like looks at you and like raises an eyebrow and cocks his head, only for a split second, and then finishes his swing. But Glock Knight's shield has had enough time to float up and block. And then he's gonna make one more two-handed longsword attack. After clashing into your animated shield, he kind of uses the recoil to swing his sword around, and he's gonna cut low against your feet.
That's a dangerous.
He gets a 24.
Good shit. Well,
Yeah, it's
can't
gonna
help
work.
with that. I already used my.
So you
Thing.
take 9 slashing damage.
No!
Oh shit.
And then the White Abishai is going to step here. And that's his turn. Bobby B, it's your turn.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, Bobby B's not happy with what's going on. Bobby B makes a move. Hold on, I got to move myself. All right, he makes a move to the Abishai, and he says, "It looks like it'll be me taking Lady Tiamat to bed." And he tries to, like, block her, like, underhanded, almost like an uppercut with his flame tongue.
Nice.
Then
With the flame tongue
goes like
hammer. Nice.
this.
Okay. That one misses.
Oh, that's a shame.
And that's
Can he swing again?
no.
Probably not.
No, as a cleric he only gets one attack for his attack action.
All
You
right.
do have advantage from doing some cool shit, but
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Yeah,
whether
you would have had to use your inspiration before you roll.
I should have done that. That was my bad.
yeah.
You're not in danger of dying.
No, I'd be okay.
Do you want to move?
Provoking an attack of opportunity?
Yes. All right,
No,
Hugh.
I proceed to belly laugh for a second. Next time.
Yeah.
Just so
Level
much
100
joy in battle.
Charizard belly drum. All right.
All right, that's it.
Hugh's turn.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I look down at my little cleric buddy and I say, "Well, you got the brains, but the accuracy. Let me show you how it's done." And just get a big old wine back and fucking smack this guy in the face.
Nice. All right, yeah. With one slash, you also rend the White Abishai asunder. Both Abishai having been felled by all that remains. The eye kind of like as you slice into him, you know what your sword likes. You leave it there. It sucks all the blood out the Abishai.
Yeah.
They got weird colored blood.
They have, they have very dark purple blood.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
Tastes like purple.
Yeah, all that remains is like grape, and that's it. You guys successfully defeat the Abishai.
I loot them.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's loot some stuff.
Let me do a little prayer.
Oh shit.
Yeah, let me pray over this for a second.
Oh, okay.
If we could all join in a circle real quick.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
If everyone could gather around.
You do.
I am a fan of team activities.
So, like, are we like actually like praying?
Over under, join hands. Dear sweet infant baby Jesus, please bless us with this prayer of healing. And then I say, I'm just kidding. I don't know what that means, but because I pray to like a light god, right?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Soon.
I say,
The beautiful red-headed god of light.
Lady Soon, heal the Glock Knight so that he may better serve us in your glory. Amen, baby. And I do a prayer of healing.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's pretty good. That's 5.
Wow.
I guess it's Suni. Lady Firehair.
Lady Suni.
Is that 5 from? Wait, John. Did you take some damage from your your temporary hit points?
I negated all that already. I would have lost more, but I could use about 18 HP.
Wait, 18? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Give it to it. Roll that beautiful bean footage if you would, sir.
It just happens. You just got it.
All right. Stella, are you keeping track of how much you have left in your pool?
Yeah, I got 7.
Okay, cool. Bobby B, did Bobby B loot the Abishai?
Oh yeah, Bobby B put on his dragon skin gloves and like gets in all the orifices. He's thorough.
Oh, real?
That's
okay.
sexy.
I
want to
Bobby B on the black Abishai. You find a small pouch that has 60 gold and 300 silver.
Yeah, it does.
Hot damn.
And you also find a big book. It's the collected writings of a controversial druid named Raydoth.
Ooh.
And this the book has been burned and singed. A collection of his writings about collective consciousness and whether a druid could reproduce through fungus. Who loots the white Abishai?
I'll do it.
Dizzyreed. Everybody cool with that? Dizzyreed finds a small pouch that has 78 gold and 3 platinum.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Cash.
And you find a potion.
More potions.
Oh, yeah.
To you, you've seen a potion like this before millions of times. It's a potion of healing.
Okay, potion of healing.
Yep.
So I get another one.
How many do you have?
3. And 5 potions of greater healing. I don't remember if I was I don't think I was the bank. I think Jameson was the bank.
I think you're the bank.
I'm the bank.
Yeah, I think so.
That's why I have 10,000 gold.
Let me look at Jameson's sheet. No, Jameson is not the bank. Meanwhile,
Yeah, I'm the bank.
Meanwhile, your character sheet. Let's see.
I have a good amount of money.
Dizzy,
Yeah.
Yeah, Dizzy, you have items called Party Gold, Party Electrum, Party Silver.
Yeah. I think we burnt it all.
It's
or
all
something.
gone. It's all gone.
Yeah. It's all zeros.
Yeah, you just have 10,687 gold.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
That's
3 plat.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Hugh.
Okay. Stella, you step over to Hugh.
There's a lot of weird stuff's been going on, since we got the hell. Like, you got your whole, like, Satan armor.
Yeah, it's been
Those
crazy.
guys yelled at you, and then they tried to kill us. And now you're like, your eyeball sword? Is everything okay, man?
I've never felt better. I feel like I'm, just really hitting my stride here.
Okay, but like the sword doesn't have a mouth. Like it just has eyes. Like I don't. I mean, I'm just saying that I'm a little bit concerned. And if you have anything you want to tell any one of us, I'm here to listen to you.
I'm just trying to do my best. I'm just trying to go out there and kill things and drink all their blood and taste all the rainbow, and I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stella, you see Huggins, Hugh's familiar, his raven familiar.
Oh, motherfucker.
Fly up and perch on his shoulder. In Dis, having entered Dis, Huggins has molted all of the feathers on his skull. And so he looks like a regular raven or crow or what have you, with a skull for a skull, like a dead skull for a head.
Ooh,
So far.
Like
Surprised
no flesh,
noticed that
or
earlier.
anything, just a bony skull. And Huggins sort of, as you're talking to Hugh, if he's okay, is he feeling all right? Huggins twists his skull face at you and squawks.
Well, I just know that you two are your body's going through a lot of changes, and I know it has to be hard. I want you to know that I'm here for you.
I appreciate that greatly.
All right. Anything else before we continue?
Let's go on.
Cool.
Let's do this.
All right.
Let's
you begin to travel.
Let's rob this bank.
What looked like white cobblestones from the side of the mountain turns out to be skulls.
Oh.
Half buried in the hard, flat ground so that only their tops poke out. The passing of many feet seems to have taken its toll on the skulls, some of which lie cracked and broken like hollow eggshells. You begin to pass outcroppings of dull iron that rise from the ground like blocky metallic trees. You all remember Dizzyreed, the Lord of Iron, the Iron Tower. The dull iron hooks or slabs dot the ground. At first, only a few dot the plain, but soon the landscape's cluttered with more than you can count. The path snakes through a thick forest of gray iron slabs. The metal seems to smolder with an uncomfortable heat, strong enough to slow you down and drench you in salty perspiration.
This is gross.
Anyone, now that we are on the real floor of Dis,
I don't feel like it's that hot.
Who is wearing metal armor?
That would be me.
Hand. That's Glock Knight. That's Hugh. Is that Stella?
Nope. Stella's in leather.
Stella
Studded
is in
leather.
She's in her
Dizzy's in
demon leather.
Oh yeah, the demon leather armor. Wonderful. And
demon leather.
Yeah,
Like
it's a nice pearlescent, like green yellow. You know.
Yeah,
like one of the ugliest Need for Speed Underground cars.
Very fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then who else? Ben, what kind of armor does Bobby B have?
Like a breastplate?
Yeah, that's metal. So John, Ben, and Daniel, because of the immense heat in Dis.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your armor.
This place is hot. All PCs in metal armor move at half speed and suffer disadvantage to all strength checks. So
one of you guys want to ride on my horsey?
Strength checks, which includes strength saves, and half speed movement in armor in the baking heat of Dis. Okay.
Damn. Okay.
That's pretty rough.
It is rough.
You guys want to ride on my horsey?
I'll certainly take a ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else could ride with you.
Well, somebody can take the magic carpet.
I'll ride that.
All right. Yeah, take the magic carpet. So it's a
That'd be fitting for Ben. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, he sings it too.
So you guys, who's on the carpet? All the metal wearers?
Oh man, how big is it?
Yeah,
It's 5 by 7. It can carry 600 pounds.
I'll get on here with the Glock Knight.
All right.
I'm getting on with Bobby B.
All right, and I imagine Hugh can do it, or Hugh's on the horse with Stella.
I'm going to continue on the horse.
All right, so Stella and Hugh are riding on a horse here. Bobby B and Glock Knight are on the carpet, and Dizzyreed is walking alongside them. So it's like you two here, you two here, and Dizzyreed here.
Shining Shimogrin,
I start cozying up next to Bobby B.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Here, the plain is choked with more and more iron outcroppings, so many that you couldn't squeeze between them without getting cooked. You are now solidly on this skull trail. The road curves around a particularly tall spur, and as you pass the slab, you suddenly find yourself standing in a long, narrow street, buffeted by rushing crowds of humanoids and fiends. Raw heat washes over all of you like a tidal wave as the temperature seems to triple, and a deafening orchestra of screams and collapsing buildings makes it difficult to hear your own voice. Welcome to the city of Dis. Who's in the back? I guess Hugh, you're riding on the back of the horse. You find yourself in this city. You look back and you see the outer wall of the city far behind you, although you didn't notice passing it before. You see leering Abishai, red, black, green, perch and preening along the wall, swooping down to catch condemned slaves as they try to flee their laboring in the city. Perspective shifts and distorts, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you are all smack dab in the middle of the city of Dis. Let me give you
just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like this.
Just like this.
Whoa.
Like this. Wow, the buildings look like real life buildings.
Oh yeah.
It's like this.
If you guys want to make rolls to see what you know about the city of Dis, if you are proficient in the skills, I will accept rolls of Arcana, History, and Religion.
None of those things. Oh!
Hugh.
He knows about this.
Perfect.
Fucking boy.
Wonderful. So as you guys are in the city, Hugh, you look down at all that remains, and he says,
the demon world.
Is it just me, or is it hot in here?
It's getting kind of warm. My arm is feeling sluggish.
Yeah, well, it's good to know that the city hasn't changed much since I haven't been here in hundreds of years.
Oh, well, that's nice. You know your way around then, huh?
Yeah. In fact, I would say that I'm like a critical wealth of knowledge about the city. Hugh, if you're interested in knowing anything, just act like you already know it and ask me.
So, where's like a good place to, get a fucking hamburger, like a beer or something?
He says, well, the first thing we need to do is find the buildings that resemble the ones in the prime material plane. You look around and you see, even though you can see the mountains that surround this city, it's infinite. And most of the town's populace, as they walk by you, are fiends. In fact, the majority of the fiends you see bearded devils. Back when you were in hell the first time, you fought a bearded devil, Hugh. Mm-hmm. So you know they have those 9 whips on their beards. They're big demons, purplish skin, long hair. They look kind of like a mix between, like a demonic mix between an elf and an orc. They've got the pointy ears, but they've got the pointy bottom fangs. and they have the beard of the it almost looks like hooks or inorganic snakes, really. The Barbazoo. You see a lot of them. You see a lot of Aranyes, which are these beautiful winged figures. They appear as beautiful women and men with large feathered wings and glowing red eyes. If you didn't know any better, you would think that they were celestials.
Down here in Dis.
Yes, so you know that they are fiends.
Naughty.
Yeah, you see the Aranyes, you see bearded devils, you see a lot of Abishai, and you see spined devils, the little Spinagons. They're small. You guys negotiated with one in the Grey Waste who was named Villark, and you allowed him to follow you guys back to Sigil. They're the little guys with all the spines and barbs on them that fly around with a little fork, and they fork at people.
Yeah, little fuckers.
Yes. Much of the town's dark structures, as you walk by them, they bend and warp. It's very hard to tell whether things are growing or shrinking or moving. You see a lot of buildings with hooks and spikes and crowns and moats. A lot of it is absolutely not welcoming to you at all. You see devils inside these buildings. As they see your group pass, they shut the shutters. You are not welcome in these buildings. However, you near a block that is a near perfect copy of a corner from Waterdeep. It's got a cafe and a library and a hostel and a tavern, and these familiar inns and shops offer a brief respite from the terrors of Dis. You can kind of tell that the people who are running them are, greedy, plainer entrepreneurs, but you'll take what you can get. So the first thing the sword advises you to do is it guides you towards this area of the town. Many numerous are the fiends that walk and fly among the streets. You see hordes of lemures and nuperibos.
Lemure.
Yeah, we all know what they are.
Yeah.
It's a lemur. They're like those guys from Madagascar.
The most evil of devils.
Can you guys see that?
Nope.
No. Edit.
Nothing popped up for me.
Save. All right, how about now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
You see these lemures. They're pretty big. Some are 4 feet tall, some are 6 or 8 or 10 feet tall. They're these repugnant, shapeless creatures of flesh. And they have mouths and eyes, but their bodies are malforming, and they're constantly melting under the oppressive heat of Dis, and it smells terrible.
They look like they don't like it, like they're in pain from existing. Yeah, that's really sad.
It's extremely sad. Even sadder are the nuperibos.
The new burritos?
New burritos.
Here you go. Here are your new burritos.
Oh my god.
Disgusting, right?
Oh no.
It looks like
are those fingers for mouths
they're
and
like
eyes?
The Doom bad guys.
Well,
their
eyes and their mouths stretched across them are these tooth-like like bars. So Glock Knight recalls out loud.
Thomas, what power, and I guess maybe Glock Knight would know, but what power is it that shifts these souls to their different devil form?
Why don't you make a check?
Okay.
Of any kind to ask yourself, what power could possibly make these things.
You say Arcana?
Anything that you're proficient in that
nope.
You think could nothing?
Nothing like that.
All right.
Nothing. Arcana.
Black Knight automatically gets proficiency in history due to his unique existence.
Talk about beneficial. Let's roll that beautiful bean
15.
footage.
All right, so you know Glock Knight begins to recall the word a petitioner. A petitioner is what's called a dead person's soul that made it some way or another into another plane of existence other than the material plane. Upon dying, a mortal soul is transported to the fugue plane, a neutral plane within the astral sea that all souls go when they die. They then pass through the gate of the Shadowfell and then move on into the outer planes, which are the afterlives and the hells. Once in the fugue plane, they can't really do anything, they're just souls. But when they finally make it through the veil and they get to the plane of their respective deity, that's when they're in the afterlife. A petitioner is physically remodeled and stripped of all its skills and abilities that it accumulated in its previous lives. And then it becomes something related to whatever hell or afterlife that it went to. These lemures were individuals who worshipped the lawful evil devils or made a deal with lawful evil devils for profit. Eventually, they die and they are reborn in the hells as a lemure. A lemure is the lowest type of devil at the bottom of the totem pole, but even lower than them is the Nuparibo. You'll see in the description, Mordenkainen has a nice word about the Nuparibo. A lemure who completely lacked all ambition and literally cannot do the only thing that there is to do in hell, which is climb the ladder. They step down and become Nuparibos, the truly worthless evil souls. They are in a blind quest to devour anything, and they constantly, unthinkingly obey the commands of other devils. You see lemures and Nuparibos being herded and whipped through the streets by Aranis and a bone devil here and there, a pit fiend sometimes. But basically these terrible Nuparibos and lemures are the worst of the worst, and you see them in droves here in Dis, looming massively over the entire city. All of you see the great iron tower, the palace of the Archduke Dispater, shooting unstoppably into the ash-green sky, seamlessly and endlessly mutating from one giant shape to the next. First a cone, now a spiral, next a starburst. It always looks like it's changing, and the tower, from where you're standing, looks as though it's just beyond the next block, about 2 or 3 blocks away on the horizon.
Can I check the little the scabbard to see if it still points to the tower?
It does, yes. It points to the tower that you can see.
Well, that's our spot, boys. We grab a bite to eat, because if I recall, we're very hungry.
Yes. So you guys enter a cafe. Let's see.
All right.
Do some recon. That's what people do before they, do the sneaky stuff, right?
Yep.
That's fucking right, dude.
Yeah.
You enter the Cursed Hammer, a tavern that almost looks like it's modeled after a tavern from a university quarter in Waterdeep. It's full of books, library-style decorations, lights, and
the books are glasses. You can just drink the books.
The inside of the tavern is a small 2-story building. When you step into the inside, the first thing you notice is the relief you get from the immense heat in Dis. As you guys are inside, those of you wearing heavy armor or metal armor, you don't have your disadvantages inside this building. You see that the ground is covered in these, they look like rugs at first, but as you approach and step on them and you feel them kind of stick to your feet, you see that they are lemure skins that have been removed and sewn You see them all over the floor and also draped over the windows and doors almost. You push them aside as you walk in. The smell is a mix between the baking lemur skin and the oppressive heat from the outside, and also like an overwhelming smell of peppermint, as the lemur skins seem to have been dipped and soaked in like raw peppermint essence to try to mask the terrible baking smell of the flesh, and it doesn't really work.
Place has such culture.
You walk in.
A really horrible place.
Yeah, you walk in and you see that behind the bar there is a tiefling. She has blue skin and red eyes, and she's wearing simple clothing. And as you walk in, she looks at you funny and then says, merchants? Travelers? Adventurers? You're welcome, but what are you?
You know, we're just looking around. We heard this city to visit, and we were in the neighborhood, so we just decided to stop by and see what's going on.
That's interesting. Well, welcome to the Cursed Hammer. I'm Gloria, and I own this place. Would you guys like anything to eat, to drink? Sit, please. She hands you a menu, and you see grubs and larvae, and you see
Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, food. It's just disgusting. It's hell food. You see there's ground and processed fire fungus. You know, there's all sorts of just garbage, you know.
Do you guys have any cakes? Or like just bread? Maybe some crackers.
She says, "Oh yes, we have bread. I'll be right back with bread." And she steps into the back. This is a fairly quizzically decorated place. It's got the intellectual theme going on.
Are there other people?
Yeah, you see some other patrons in here. You see a bearded devil is like sitting, drinking from 4 or 5 different little cups of tea. And he's using the barbs from his beard to lift them and drink them. They all look to be different colors, and he must be playing along with some sort of palate test. Besides that one barb is you see a couple of Spinnegons kind of playing a game. They look like they're playing dragon chess, you know. You have seen Mal play this dragon chess game against herself during downtime. You see these Spinnegons playing it, and they're kind of laughing at each other. You know, it's a bit of an intellectual game, and they don't really. They're kind of tossing the pieces around and giggling.
Coach Thomas, how normal is it for us to be hanging out in this town? Like, if we've been going by all these weird, like, demon soul serfs that are like sound like they're mindless, eat anything on sight, we walk into this bar and there's a tiefling,
This is the most populated city in all of the 9 layers of hell. So it's actually kind of like a bustling trade port of hell. So you do mostly see fiends. Every now and then you see some of the extraplanar races. The Githyanki or Githzerai walking around. You see some Minotaur every now and then. Really, it's the fringes out here. Most of what you see are fiends. The majority of what you see are lemurs or nuperibos. But you do see tieflings. You know, you do see some planar people who have come down here maybe to make a living or gods know why they're here. But you guys are definitely in the minority. As you guys are walking by, every now and then you look like you see not necessarily what look to be adventurers, but more like what look to be mercenaries fighting in the Blood War. So you do see some humans, some half-orcs, every now and then. They're almost always together in a band of 5 to 8, and they are almost always standoffish, trying to mind their own business in hell. Although you do make eye contact with some every now and then.
Okay.
Interesting.
They kind of
So
scale
mercenaries are
Yes.
the most common thing.
Well, the most common thing are the Nuperibos and Lemures.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like non-weird.
Yeah.
Non-Satans.
Maybe 5% of all you see are not fiends.
Yeah.
Most of the humanoids that you see are tieflings or the outer races, but you do see some familiar faces.
But they don't. But like they're never in like groups like we are.
Well, yeah. You see mercenaries, bands of 5 or 10 people. Yeah, you see parties.
Okay. So we should do that. That should be our cover.
I already told Gloria that we were just looking around, planes talking, you know. And she seems nice, you know. Like we don't fight her.
But if we have to, you know, that will be our cover. We're a group of mercenaries looking for a job.
Right. Gloria returns, and she brings you all some glasses of what looks to be water and a plate of bread. The bread is warm, steam comes off of it. It smells pretty good. She hands it. She puts it in the center of the table and says, you know, it's been a while since primes were here. Bread is something that I keep around, you know, for myself.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I really like bread. You can really do a lot of stuff. Like, it goes with everything. And
a princess has got a carbo load.
It is truly a versatile meal. And I take the bread and I stick it into my pouch because I'm not going to eat in front of people.
You do.
I'll never take my mask.
You take
so cool and mysterious.
You take a loaf of the bread and you stick it in your inventory.
Dizzyreed has no qualms about eating the bread.
All right, you bite into the bread, and it's warm, freshly baked. It tastes wonderful. You bite into it, and it's soft, and it's actually, now that you bite into it, it's not bread. You think it's a pastry. It has like a little bit of a filling inside.
Peppermint.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Cool. The Gloria, this bread is truly wonderful. Tell me what this filling is.
Yeah, so you pull it away from your face and you take a look at it, and it's filled and writhing with worms.
Oh no.
Dizzyreed, it doesn't all taste that bad.
Stella still throws up in her mouth.
Is it still bread, or did she fuck with us?
It's bread. It's bread, and it seems as though worms have spontaneously generated inside of it.
Found it.
Can I do Arcana?
That's so unfortunate.
Sure.
Like, what are the odds?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
I did not do well.
Yeah, welcome to hell.
Well, you know, as they say, when in water deep.
Yeah.
When in water deep.
Yeah, she kind of smiles.
I just keep eating it.
Sure. So you eat the food. It doesn't taste that bad, really. You kind of hang out.
Can I take a look at the water, like study it and stuff before I?
Yeah. What do you want to do? Make an investigation check.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like what I want to do.
Okay.
Your spaghetti is worms.
Yeah. There it is. +1 in it.
All right.
What's that water?
Looks to be clear water to you, man. What
I'm gonna try it.
Waiting for? You try it.
Nothing. I'm gonna try it. I'm just a little sip.
You sip a little bit of it, and it's crisp. It's cold. It's a good, refreshing sip of water.
Okay.
Yes. Well, while my friends are trying their meals, I look at the barkeep and I say, "Lovely barkeep, please, we are headed for work. We are seeking the Iron Tower of Dis. We have business there. Could you point us in the right direction?"
She giggles. Yes and no. Yes and no. Look, and she points, and you look out one of the windows that's partially covered in a lemure skin. Yeah. And out the window you see the looming Tower of Dis.
Yes. I try to say
it's hard to miss. It can be easy to miss.
Can you show us the easiest way to get there, the safest way, the safest passage? And if I have to, I'll roll a persuasion.
Roll a persuasion.
Okay. Is she a fiend?
She's a tiefling.
Okay, she's a tiefling, so I don't have advantage on her. I don't think.
Well, yeah, you should. It's from your hat, right? Your fez.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It can give you tiefling.
All right, cool.
Okay, so you do. You persuade her. How do you ask?
It's very nicely. It's like we are travelers here. We're like my friend said, we're looking for work, and we hear this tower would have some for us, but we also don't want to get into any trouble. This place doesn't, seems like it could be unsafe. Could you perhaps point us this, the safest way, the most direct, the safest way to get to, the tower without, trouble?
Okay, so she smiles and she kind of sits down at the table with you all, as overeager waitresses are wont to do when there's nobody else really needing help. And she says, getting to the tower is easy if you can see in the dark or think in the dark. Really, it depends on what you believe in, really.
What do you mean? What's with the darkness?
Well, darkness is very popular here in this.
Well, yeah.
Sure. Just, close your eyes and walk to the tower.
That's how it works?
Sure.
I don't know if she's bullshitting me.
She says, it depends on what you believe in, really.
Huh.
But the tower is easy to get to if you can see it.
I do not understand, maiden. Your twisted tongues leave me really confused, and also the bread is strange.
Stella stands up, covers her eyes, and just walks forward, bird box style.
Okay.
Trying to find her way.
You do. You stumble around. You bump into the table. How much do you walk around with your eyes closed?
Like enough to try. Like
okay. Yeah. So
she's thinking in her head, dark tower, gotta get to the dark tower.
Right. Yeah. And you walk around. You take a couple of steps. You hear a crash.
Uh-oh.
And something on your arm, Stella, is wet. And when you open your eyes, you see that you have bumped into the bearded devil's table and spilled all of his tea.
I can pay for that.
He looks.
I walk up to his like, please excuse my friend. She can be clumsy. Please do not take offense.
He growls. Make a persuasion check.
Is he a fiend?
He is a fiend, but he is hostile, so you have neither advantage nor disadvantage.
Okay.
The Barbazoo stands and he brushes the tea off of him, and he says, in Infernal, "If she pays for it, no harm done." And he turns and he walks out.
So we just pay for it.
Sure. Yeah. So Stella, you settle up that man's tab, 3 silver, some very nice tea.
Ooh, okay.
Little tiny amounts that had infused arcane aromas and stuff. You as you see it spilled on the table, you see like what looks to be little souls, maybe little
what
ghosts.
Does that look like?
Tiny little wisps with eyes and mouths rise up from the spilled tea on the table, and they all go, and they kind of dissipate and evaporate into the air. It looks like he was drinking some kind of soul tea. I don't know.
God.
Salty sundry.
Anyways, Gloria tells you can make it if you close. You can get it there if you close your eyes, but it also depends on what you believe in. Outside, you guys hear some commotion. You hear screaming, louder than normal. There's always been screaming since you've been in the city. There's loud noises. Buildings are being destroyed and rebuilt by groups of slave fiends and Nuperibos and stuff. And you hear some really wicked wailing and whining coming from outside, like some more, yes,
Oh, jeez.
Oh, cool.
Is it 5 o'clock already?
Yeah.
It sounds like there is sexual torture being commenced not far from our location.
Yeah. Gloria settles up with your tab, and you guys just had bread and water, so all you really need to pay for is the tea. So you guys are good.
Wow, we're one of those people.
Well, you looked at the menu.
Directions, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the people that go into Olive Garden, eat only the breadsticks, and walk out.
Yeah. Well, let's investigate the strange happenstance.
Yeah.
Guess it'd be pertinent to ask old sword guy how to get to the tower. He seems to know his way around pretty good.
Yeah. All that remains tells you, because you crit, he says, I've been to the tower before. I just closed my eye. That's how this whole thing started. I closed my eye and fell asleep and slept for a millennia.
Good on you. So we just close our eyes and we walk to the tower?
You do. So you step outside. So you walk outside and you see about a dozen supplicants. These are various humans, elves, tieflings, actual collection of primes. They're all wearing red robes, some of which have been torn off, and underneath they're wearing like BDSM leathers and chains, and they're all striking themselves, whipping themselves on the back, wailing. They're all on their knees. They're wailing in the streets. They're making a huge scene. They're, one of them is screaming and tearing apart his robes, and he says, "Great Despater, deliver me into the hands of your mighty claws." And he whips himself on the back, and he's, And you see two of them are like punching them. They're punching each other in the face, and they're flogging, and they're chanting, and they see you, and they turn to you all. And Stella, one of them, turns to you, and she's an old elven woman, and she's got scars all over her face where she has carved pentagrams in her face, and she beckons you over, and she says, "Young woman, give yourself up to the great powers." And she grabs herself by the face with her nails, and she drags them down her face.
Oh my god. I want to hide behind Hugh if I can.
You do.
Come, little one.
Yeah. You hide behind Hugh, and Hugh, she looks at you, and she says, "Great beast, come lay prostrate on the ground while we scratch your back in service of Despater."
Can I just stand up while you scratch my back?
And they say, "No, you must expose yourself to his great powers."
"I bow for no man, woman, or child."
She screams, and she runs at you, and she throws herself at you.
Oh my god.
In a romantic kind of way.
Do a check to fucking dodge out of the way.
Oh, you don't need to. What do you want to do?
Catch her.
She doesn't even have a level.
Yeah, catch her.
Okay, you
catch her.
Yeah, you catch her. She flings herself at you, and you catch her with your hands. What now? She wails and writhes, and she tries to scratch at you, and she says, "Give yourself over to his iron power." And she's basically slapping you.
I try
for
to swing dance her, and if she's not into it, I'm just gonna arm distance, because fuck, personal space and shit.
Yeah.
So you do what? You
Try
dance
to
with her?
dance with her first.
Okay. Yes, you do. Yeah. As you swing dance with her, you basically use her body like a rag doll. She has no strength, and you spin her around, and you give her a dip, and she screams and wails and slaps you in the face. What do you do next?
Just kind of, gently but toss her on the ground and just say, "Get away from me."
Yeah, you toss her toward the ground. She actually she like squirms as you go to toss her, and you kind of toss her into one of the walls of a nearby building. Not with much force, but as soon as she hits the wall, the hot metal wall like scalds her arm where she gets hit.
My God.
And it immediately like swells up into a blister. And she turns towards the wall and she says, "Yes!" And she flings herself against the wall. And her whole front side immediately begins to burn and boil and cake against the hot iron of the building. And she dies.
Sweet Mama Joseph.
And say, "Bitches be cray."
Yes.
I don't know if I like this town very much, you guys.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah. You're all
I've seen some real metal shit at the shows we used to play.
Yeah.
This is real. This is real fucked up.
You're all standing in the streets and you see these supplicants and they turn and they all begin to fling themselves against the walls of the buildings, killing themselves in humongous fashion.
I look at Stella and I say, "Stella, perhaps we could say that we are emissaries of Dizzyreed and convince these people to tell us how to reach the tower. And then in return, we will give them what they want, which is, I guess, pain or some type of painful death."
That's a very good idea, Glock Knight. I want to walk up to the people that are searing themselves on the wall.
Okay, so you see they're like kind of standing in line, like single file, waiting their turn to throw themselves into the burning wall.
Go to like the front of the line, stand next to them.
Yeah, you do. You stand next to the guy in the front of the line. He's wearing almost nothing really. Bunch of studded leather and spikes, and he's got a necklace that says "Daddy" on it. And and you walk up to the front of the line and you see him watching patiently as the elf who threw herself against the wall melts off the wall and gives him enough room. He kind of looks at you for a moment.
I said, "Oh, hello there. Before you throw yourself into this hot wall, in penance for Dizzyreed, the Almighty, can I interest you in? I'm new here, and I wanted to go get to that big old tower. That seems like a good tourist destination, and I'd just like to get a closer look at it. Can you help me? You seem to know Dizzyreed very well and like him a lot." And
so this guy, this orc, he looks at you and listens and nods, and then he turns towards the wall and he flings himself at the wall and screams and dies.
Okay, next line.
The next person in line is a human, actually fairly young. He's got a mohawk that seems to be dyed a number of colors. And he's wearing no shirt, but he wears really tight leather leggings. And he's got big spiky boots on. And he turns and looks at you and he says, "I'm listening."
Hey, you know that big old tower?
Yes.
How do I get there?
Well, you walk. Duh.
Have you ever been there?
Why don't you roll a... what do you want to roll?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Go ahead.
I'm very good at it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not that good.
He says, "No, I've never been there before, but I've tried to get there 1,000,000 times and it never worked."
So you tried to walk there and it didn't work.
Yeah, I tried walking there and looking at it and thinking about it real hard and never made it. It's always 2 blocks away. Story of my life.
So what? You're just going to give up now? You're just going to fling yourself on this wall? Well, okay. I
What
guess
a terrible existence. How about instead of flinging yourself against that wall, how about you join us and we will give you a glorious death, and then you will perhaps be reborn.
Oh, please.
Maybe
all glory belongs to
Dizzyreed.
Dizzyreed. And he flings himself into the wall.
Guys, I don't know if we're going to get through to these
Fuck.
guys.
Yeah.
They seem like they're pretty set on this wall right here.
The next person in line walks up, and it's a dwarven woman, and she has 3 very short beards that kind of all tie together. And she looks at you.
Dwarven woman grows beards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Huh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
And she looks at you and she says, "I've been listening, but you've only got about a minute."
I mean, you don't really want to do this, right? Like, this wall isn't so great.
Well, it's a great way to show your faith to Despater.
Well, don't you think it would be more fun to prostrate yourself at the tower of Despater?
Huh. Maybe. I've never tried.
Well, me and my friends were gonna go there, and you wanna come, and maybe you'll see something cool. It's way better than these lamos.
She looks at you. She looks at the wall. She looks at the line of people waiting for her to make a decision. Roll a persuasion check.
Here I go.
Just what we wanted.
Shit!
Chick with 3
Did
beers.
it.
She shrugs and goes, "All right, I'll travel with you to Despater's tower."
Do you know the way?
Do
Do you know the way?
She does not. She does not know the way.
Well, that's not super helpful. At least it's better than that wall. We're gonna get there, though.
Right.
Just
Excellent.
close your eyes.
Find the way together. Come with us. We're leaving this place full of these weird, suicidal people. And then I storm out the door.
I don't think we're inside.
Where I storm out of the area. Post haste.
Which direction are we going? Are we just gonna try to get to the tower now?
Tower.
Okay.
Okay. So here's your dwarf friend, and her name is
Stacy.
It's Elizabeth.
Yeah, and she looks like she's pretty beat up and.
Yeah. She looks like she has 1 hit point.
Okay.
All right. So Tiger Mafia and their new found companion, the devout devotee to Despater, Elizabeth, the dwarf. You all begin to walk towards the tower that you see on the horizon. As you are walking, you hear a sound that sounds like a slurping wave of slime. And suddenly, the street ahead of you becomes filled with lemures as the molten, dripping, melting lemures scramble towards you all in a frenzied mass. Before you can react, they flow around and through your group, threatening to sweep you all along in a fleshy rush. Behind the crew, a Spinagon with a military fork is driving them towards their next work assignment. Everyone must make a strength saving throw to attempt to remain where you stand. If
Hold
you
on
fail,
to me, Elizabeth.
you'll be swept along with the lemures. And if you have metal armor on, you have disadvantage on strength checks.
God damn it.
Strength check.
0 is not very good.
2 crit fails.
Okay.
Hold on to me, Elizabeth.
Benny crit fails. Dizzy crit fails. Stella succeeds. Hugh fails. So Glock Knight fails.
Oh, shit.
Stella is currently the only one on her horse. Hugh hopped off it a minute ago when you guys went inside, and then when you guys came outside, Stella hopped back on the horse. Hugh did not. So as everybody fails but Stella,
Guys?
Guys.
Worried
Okay.
about
So
my
they
guys
begin to
being all alone.
be swept away with the crew. As you're being swept away in this molten mass of lemures, essentially you are all hit by a lemure twice. So Hugh, you take 7 bludgeoning damage. Dizzy takes 4 bludgeoning damage. Glock Knight takes 5 bludgeoning damage. Bobby B takes 6 bludgeoning damage. You guys are being swept along by these lemures. They only move 5 feet around. So you're slowly being basically pummeled and overwhelmed by this frenzied mass of lemures, dripping and dropping and kind of suffocating you as they push you along. So now we're all going to make strength checks again.
Can we try to do something?
Stella can use an action to try to pull one of you out and give you advantage.
Who's got the magic carpet?
The magic carpet is currently being pummeled and trampled over.
Nice.
No.
Good to be.
Stella, you don't have to roll. You're not currently swept up in the Lemur. So everybody else just needs to roll to see if they continue to be swept up or if they get out. Hugh is still being swept.
Okay.
Dizzyreed breaks out. Stella, who do you want to help?
I'd say Bobby, because he's got
Bobby,
the lowest
roll again.
strength.
You have advantage. Nope. All right. So Glock Knight gets out and Dizzy gets out, but Hugh and Bobby take more damage. Hugh takes 6. Bobby takes 5. On the next turn, Bobby and Hugh roll again. They can both have advantage because they're being helped by their allies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Hugh makes it 22. He gets out. Bobby fails.
Bobby, no.
Bobby B is being like he's being taken away like in a sea of lemurs. You see him like pop up and be like, oh, and go back down, and then he pops up again and he's like, oh.
Stella's trying to help, but she's like disgusted.
Yeah, Bobby, you take 6.
You
take 6 more bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
So you took 6 and 5.
One more
make
through
another
the breach.
save. Yes, a 1 and a 7. You fail again. He's being taken away. You guys are running, scrambling after him. You take 2 more damage.
Yeah, dude.
Roll again with advantage. Everybody's trying to pull Bobby B out of this horde of lemurs. Oh, he finally gets out.
Pull him out of the sea of
Hugh,
muck.
you reach into this like horde and you basically punch through a lemur and you grab Bobby and you pull him out.
Come on, my boy. Put me back. I wasn't done with him.
Yeah. As you've been swept along, you all get out and you turn and you see the lemurs. They make it to a building and they start demolishing the building. And the Spinagon is like shouting at them and he's saying, hurry up, get this thing taken apart. There's another group that needs to put it together. And they're all just going and like taking it apart and shit. Now you guys are facing the other direction. And on the horizon, in this direction now, you see looming above you the constantly misshaping, large, dark iron tower of Despater. In this direction.
Oh.
Well, is Elizabeth okay?
Elizabeth is dead.
No!
Elizabeth has been trampled. She's on the ground dying. And you see her dying on the ground. She looks at you and she says, oh, this is what I wanted. And
I want to give her last rites
Yes.
to Despater, I guess.
Yeah.
And say,
go ahead.
Pass into peace. Elizabeth, I hardly knew you. Personally, I don't really like Despater. I don't like this town. But, you know, it's not for everybody. And
not so loud. Not so
loving
loud.
it.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. And she says, that's nice. Go fuck yourself. And she dies.
No.
Nice.
See you next week.
Stella, you can have inspiration for giving the last rites in hell to an evil worshiper of an evil god.
Okay.
Because you're so innocent.
Fueled by Satan.
Yes, fueled by Satan. As you walk towards the tower now, you pass an unusual crew of petitioners, right? You see a large number of humans and humanoids, and there are no lemurs in the bunch. They're struggling to lay the foundation on the fiery iron foundation of a new building, okay? And they're working both without tools or training. So you see these humans and orcs grabbing these hot iron slabs. And, they burn and singe their hands, and they lay them on the ground, and their hands, and they grab another one, and they lay it down. Stella, one of the humans, keeps looking back at you as he grapples with the hot, heavy stone. Then suddenly he drops the load, and he stumbles through the street towards you.
Yeah, he drops his load.
Yeah. So this man stumbles through the streets towards you, Stella.
Okay.
Let me get a good icon going. We want Yeah, here he is. Bam. That's your buddy here.
Do I recognize him?
No.
Okay.
Stella, he screams, "For mercy's sake, help me! I'm alive! Like you! I don't belong here!" He falls to the ground and he winces. His ripped rags pour protection from the burning heat. "Help me! I don't belong here!" He pulls at your ankles.
Oh, jeez.
I try to step between him and Stella.
Can I use my divine sense to, I think, let me post it in the little thingy. I guess I can tell if he's like a ghost or like undead.
Yes.
I guess I just want to,
Yes. Yeah.
I want to see if he doesn't ping off my radar, I guess.
So divine sense for you right now is kind of like how they animated Batman, the original series.
Right.
The background is all black. You just see little specks of light every now and then, not signifying the presence of a fiend or undead.
Okay.
This man is a humanoid. He is not a fiend or an undead.
Huh.
How'd you get down here?
He grabs at your legs. "I don't belong here. I took a wrong turn. I did something wrong. I don't remember.
Can I roll
Please help."
insight to see if he's lying?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight. That's fine. Let's see. A 13. There's nothing to make you think he's telling a lie.
Well, how do you just take a wrong left-handed turn and end up down here? This is kind of out of the way.
Yeah,
I get it.
it sure is. He whines and cries and squeals, and he says, "I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Please, please." And then
We all make mistakes.
And then immediately you see an Araignées, which I'll show to you now. This is an Araignées,
Whoa.
the most beautiful and striking of all the devils.
Hey, girl.
And this one specifically, who walks up to you, looks like this.
Seraphine.
Yes. She's comely, very beautiful. She walks up to him and she says, "Come along now, Rubio," cooing the winged woman, standing over the sobbing, crumpled man. "Leave these nice mortals alone." She pulls a brass rope from her belt, like she tugs at it, and it lashes out on its own accord and entangles the man and yanks him to his feet. So now he's no longer prone in front of you, Stella, and he's standing, tied up by this rope from her side.
All right. Well, that calls me to action. I said, "Just 1 second, winged lady. This mortal is not under your control. He does not deserve to be sent to this strange, heated building. He should not be trying to build these molten lava houses with his bare hands. You have no control over him. What gives you the right?"
Okay. Do you want to roll
Do we
anything, or
know
are you just
she's
talking?
evil, or do we?
She's a very pretty devil.
You know,
I guess.
Or, yeah.
Dizzy, you know, when it comes to creatures like devils, demons, fiends, stuff like that, the odds are never in your lifetime will you meet a fiend who is good.
Okay.
Heard,
Well, I'm just saying
you have heard
because
a rumor of a fiend named Akin, the friendly fiend. and Akin is the shopkeep at a magic item store in Sigil. It's the #1 competition for Lolos,
and
it's called the Friendly Fiend. And Akin, the Friendly Fiend, is the only one that you've ever heard of being good. Period. In fact, most people assume Akin is also evil, but just fakes it.
But we do know that she is a fiend, and we're not one of the people that mistaken
she is an
her.
Araignées. You know she is a devil. She's a fiend.
Okay.
She's lawful evil. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
As clear as her wings are, so is her evil. She kind of looks at you and she narrows her eyes and she sort of cracks her neck, and she says, I have every right, gallant knight, to the labors and the life of this man, for he made a deal with me, and that's how it is.
I look to the man, I go, is that true, Romeo or Romero or whatever your name is?
Says, I'm Rubio Fincleave of Waterdeep.
Marco Rubio of Waterdeep.
And she says, listen, knight, the poor man, he's not right in his head, you know. And she begins to lead Fincleave away from you all.
Well, maybe we can take him off your hands. We have money. We could buy him. I think he's a pretty great guy.
I guess we're just going to start dealing in slavery.
I guess. I'll admit. I'd accept an exchange for Rubio. I'd accept 600 gold worth of gems or 2 magical items. After all, Rubio is such a good worker.
Look at these hands. These hands.
He's like crying. He's on the ground, like crying. I'm not a good worker.
These hands are burnt. You can hardly call this man a healthy man. His bones are very, 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 very hurt. And I think we should get maybe 1 magical item for him.
She said,
and I try to be like, yeah, 1's all you really need. Do you really need? And I pull out this alchemy jug, and say, this jug is all you need right here. And Billy Mays it.
But
look at all the things it could do.
She says, wait, how can 1 jug be worth more than 1 magical item? Explain.
Let's say you need acid. Look what it could do. I turn it upside down, pour out some acid, and it burns a little hole in the ground. Oh, but let's say you're also thirsty for wine. And I get a little glass, I pour a little glass of wine and hand it to her. It's like, but if you're feeling really froggy, I just turn it upside down and I wanted to pour out 2 gallons of mayonnaise right on the streets.
Okay,
you
do. So you say it can make wine, and you show her some wine you have separate from it. And you show her the acid, and you say, and it can do this, and you empty it, and you dump mayonnaise into the street. It immediately evaporates, and a disgusting mayo smoke goes up all y'all's noses. Then why don't you roll a persuasion check to see if she'll take the jug?
She is a fiend, right?
She is a fiend, so you get advantage. Glock Knight, it has now been a minute. You are finished eyeing up the Aranese. Strength and dex?
Yeah.
All right, Dizzy obviously succeeds. I rolled a 19, so that's a 32. Let's see. Glock Knight, let me see your stats.
I'd also like to
she has
kneel by Romero.
She has more strength than you, and dexterity greater than or equal to yours. Yes.
Okay.
You kneel by
Romero.
Rubio.
And as quietly as I can, I'd
Rubio
like to
Fincleave.
Yeah, I'd like to be like, do you know the way to the fucking Iron Tower of Dis, motherfucker?
And you look down at him, and he's crying, and his hands are halfway melted off, and he says, I don't know. And he's basically like hugging onto Stella, like, oh, thank God. And
he's had a really rough day.
I said, well, what do you know that is of any use to us? We are currently bargaining for your life.
He says, I'm a fisherman. I know how to skin and cook fish.
Fuck.
I kind of whisper. I walk up to Stella and be like, maybe I shouldn't trade this alchemy jug, because at this point, he can't really produce mayonnaise.
Yeah. No, come on. Wait, what? Wait a second.
So Seraphine extends her hands and she says, "With this alchemy jug, I could have anything. I could even have acid."
That's right.
And she'll take it. And she
For
says,
the low price of one
says,
worthless fella.
She looks at you, Dizzy, and her eyes like a flash, very almost imperceptibly. And she says, "Dizzyreed Bumblefoot, we have a deal." And she takes the alchemy jug from you, so you can remove it from your inventory. And she hands you the brass rope from her belt. It's still wrapped around Rubio's feet and has him entangled and has yanked him up. Seraphine is kind of pleased with you guys. She's holding the alchemy jug, and she says, so, it's not every day I see planar beings down here in Dis making deals. Dizzyreed Bumblefoot." And her eyes flash again, and she says, "Bobby Boorman, Princess Stella Artois Corona."
Oh, no, that's
kidding me?
That's, just making my way downtown, looking at all the sights. We really should go. Come on, guys. We got places to be.
That's like, hey, before I go,
tell us where the Iron Tower of Dis is. We are headed there. We would like to know how to make it inside. Please tell us.
It's on the plan A.
Yeah, Seraphine steps back. She says, "Oh, really? Gallant knight, what is your business there?" And she is going to charm person.
Oh, fuck.
So,
Johnny.
Glock Knight, you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
I counterspell.
Ooh, you counterspell. Okay. So she goes to charm. You counterspell. Go ahead and mark the spell as used. It works. She didn't elevate charm person.
Come on, there's no need for mind altering spells. It's all friends.
She says, "Princess Stella, I'll be the one to tell you what we need to do. I think we need to have a little chat."
With just you and me?
Do you know how many alchemy jugs I could buy with the price your brother has placed on your head?
Like 3?
And she
I got other stuff, man.
She opens her hand, and a long sword immediately appears, and it is coated in poison.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
She says, "I think we should have a chat, don't you?"
Winged creature, this will be your final chance.
Glock Knight, you've angered her. She looks at you. Her eyes flash almost imperceptibly. And just as everyone else she has seen their name, she does so with you as well, Glock Knight.
Uh-oh.
Is his name actually Glock Knight?
She opens her mouth to identify you.
No, that cannot be done.
What do you do?
Well, I got a handgun.
She has her poison longsword in her hands. She's looking at Stella. She insists you must talk to her. She looks at you. Her eyes flash.
I'm
she says,
"No, don't."
All right, everybody roll for initiative."
Oh, God
Do I
damn
get
it.
to shoot her before she says my name?
Oh, yeah, you get to go before anybody else.
Nice. Sorry, guys. I've never...
all you had to do was interrupt her with your mouth.
So
it's not in my nature.
It's really not.
Definitely say no before Glock Knight.
All right, guys. I'll tell you right now, you guys are going to have to be really, really careful with this, because this is not an encounter that you were meant to fight.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It's all right. This is awesome. This is how D&D. This is when the magic happens.
I'm still on my horse, right?
When we go off book, yes, you can still be on your horse.
Okay.
We've got Dizzy, Hugh, Stella, Glock Knight, Bobby B, and let me
Rubio.
Oh, boy.
Rubio.
Oh yeah, we gotta add Rubio. That's true.
Rubio's mine now.
Can you tell me anything special about this sword?
Yes, it is a long sword. It looks to be magical. It is coated in poison. It is almost as if the poison is a magical trait of the sword.
Okay.
All right. So the order is going to be Dizzy, and then Seraphine, and then Hugh, Stella, Glock Knight, Bobby B, and Ruby Oakencleave. And before any of that happens, Glock Knight gets a turn.
Okay. So yeah, I do that.
You see her lips curl to speak your name, and you attack.
And I'm going to go ahead and use the inspiration that you gave me to
give yourself advantage on the first one.
Give myself advantage on the first shot.
All right.
Yeah. So here's this first one.
Okay.
Is a 22
22 hits.
Nice. Okay, so I would like to make that. I'd like to use a superiority die.
Yes.
To attempt a disarming attack.
Yes.
And I'd like to try to shoot that poison katana thing out of her hand or whatever.
Poison longsword. Yes.
Yeah.
So, go for it. Disarming attack. Expend a superiority die. Roll it, and add it to the damage. And I have to make a strength saving throw.
So here's the damage, and then a superiority die
is a D8.
1d8. Yes. Then it's an 8.
Nice. So you do 14 piercing damage.
Okay.
And she has to make a strength saving throw or drop her sword. And your DC for your maneuvers
14.
14. Okay. So she's going to make a strength save. She gets a 20.
Oh,
so you shoot the hilt of her sword and hit her hand, and she screams out, but she like the sword leaves her grasp, and it almost magically like comes back to her grasp.
Wow.
Not to say you can't disarm her, but that this time it didn't work.
Okay.
You can try it again. Yeah.
I might just try it again. I'm gonna attack again. Okay. So here's this. Here's a crit. Oh
so
shit!
Crit. So you will, So do the damage. Now roll 2d8 because you doubled the dice on the damage for your superiority dice.
Doesn't this vicious pistol? It also gets.
Yes, when you crit, you do an extra 2d6 piercing damage, but that is not doubled.
So
11. So you're at 19. Where's this extra d8?
Oh yeah, it didn't roll. It didn't. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Correct, John. You need to roll another D8. The dice on your gun would be doubled as well, and it didn't double.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you do 22 piercing damage, and she'll make another strength check.
Yeah.
And she holds the same thing happens. You shoot it out of her hand, and she kind of makes almost a reflex, and it flies back into her hand.
Okay. And then last thing, I guess, is a bonus action. I'll just use Second Wind.
Okay.
That gives me plus 13. Okay.
Now it's the start of combat.
All right.
Glock Knight got his jump on her. Dizzyreed's up.
All right. I will. I'm gonna throw my Iron Bands of Binding on her.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Yeah. So it's just like.
You speak the command word and you throw the sphere at a huge or smaller creature. You make a ranged attack roll with an attack bonus equal to your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So roll a d20 plus dex plus proficiency. Yeah, 15. That does not hit.
God damn it.
Seraphine. It was a great idea. This rusty iron sphere spins around in the air as you throw it, and it expands, and it looks to become iron bands that are going to wrap around her. And instead, she deflects it with just a very small move of her poisoned longsword and laughs.
All right. I give inspiration to Bobby B.
Okay.
Bobby B.
Bobby B gets the inspiration.
Like,
all right. Do you want to move?
I want to. It's and I'll say it's like, I want to see more boar out there. Nice. Yeah. And then I get on. I get on my broom. I have a flying broom, and then I just, kind of just fly off.
All right, you do.
30 feet this way.
Okay, you do. Seraphine is going to move where she is most effective. Dizzyreed.
Okay.
She is going to throw something at you.
Okay.
The ropes that she has around her waist.
Okay.
It is actually a rope of entanglement, just like the one on Rubio.
Okay.
So it darts forward to entangle you, and you must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or become restrained.
Okay, dexterity?
Yes, DC 15. 27. So she throws the rope of entanglement at you, and you bat it away, just like she batted away your iron bands of binding. She then steps forward here, next to Glock Knight and Bobby B, and she has already used one of her attacks with the rope of entanglement, so she is going to swiftly make one longsword attack against each of you.
Okay. Well, before she attacks Bobby B, I would like to use that fighting style protection for reaction to give him disadvantage against Bobby B.
Okay, wonderful. So as she runs up to attack Bobby B, Glock Knight's shield gets all up in her face. Like this animated floating shield, Bobby.
It's all up in there.
Like as you see her running towards you, the shield like crosses between you two and sort of tips the point of her poisoned longsword. So Bobby, she attacks you with disadvantage.
Yeah.
She gets a 20.
I think that hits though.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, Bobby.
Bobby, you take.
What's your AC?
18, I think.
All right. I will cutting words it.
Okay. Go ahead.
So. Yeah. Do that.
5.
So it turns into a 15,
turns
right?
Into a 15, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So between Glock Knight's floating shield and Dizzy insulting her for her use of the rope of entanglement, Dizzy, what do you say?
I just kind of dance in place and just kind of like, like doing the thing where kids doing dodgeball, just kind of like, woo, woo.
Omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage. Nice. So now she attacks against Glock Knight.
Wait, I'd like to throw up a blinding flag.
Yes.
Yeah, do it.
Bobby B, you can't. It's not your turn yet. If you haven't taken a turn, you can't take a reaction. But that would have been perfect because it would have been quid pro quo with the Glock Knight. And these guys haven't seen a warding flare before yet, period.
Yeah, I don't know what that fucking is.
All right. So she is going to attack Mr. Glock Knight. And let's see.
Mr. Glock Knight.
Mr. Glock Knight.
Is that even your real name?
Hit by longsword.
Not today.
Not today, Junior. And you not today, unit. And you block the attack. She stays put. She says, "Bring it on, boys." And it's Hugh's turn.
Yeah.
Are we open to a diplomatic solution?
She may be, if you guys are. Bobby, that might be something to pursue in your turn. If I know Hugh Mungus, he's not.
Yeah,
not the most diplomatic of folks.
Go ahead, Dan.
I let my sword art speak for me, and I move forward and slap the shit out of her.
Yeah, and the Sleeping Blade is like, "This is the kind of lady I'm talking about."
Oh boy, let's get it.
Taste the blood.
Does an 18 hit?
Yeah, an 18 hits.
Nice.
God damn, I was so close.
Nice.
11.
Think about.
And then the second one coming in. Oh, 14.
14 does not hit.
So I do 16. That's my turn. I guess I taunt her and call her a queef.
Yeah. So when you attacked her for the first time with all that remains, she parries it.
Damn.
It's not going to let me do it, but I will define the parry reaction for you here.
Whoa.
And it uses her reaction.
Ah.
So she parries her blade with yours, and all that remains is like talking to the other sword. And it's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Is that your turn?
I suppose so, yeah.
All right, Stella, you're up.
Okay. First of all, I want to tell Rubio to stay behind me.
Yeah.
Or
you
at
do.
least not in some place where
he's still entangled up by that rope of entanglement, and he's so he kind of falls behind you.
Well,
he falls on.
I guess.
Yeah, he falls here.
She told me like the key word or the word and stuff to disentangle him, right? Because she gave me that rope.
The rope of entanglement. Let me read it for you. Rope of entangle.
Yeah, because she gave it to me because she handed it to me when we exchanged. I assumed it's mine now.
Right, it is. I thought I could add a handout. There it is. There you go.
Whoa.
All right, cool. So that's in my shit now.
Use an action to speak its command word. Yeah. So, the command word for this rope is Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu!
Yeah.
Joke's on her, we got a slave and a rope of entanglement.
Yeah. So yeah, you know the word for the rope of entanglement around Rubio, and it's Itadakimasu.
Ikidakimasu.
Yeah. Stella, it's still your turn.
Yeah. So I'm going to use enhanced ability on myself.
All right, we put it in the chat. Thank you. Which one do you use?
Given the one that's charisma, Eagle Splendor.
Eagle's Splendor.
Yeah.
Avenger, get Birdman coffee.
Avenger, get Birdman coffee.
The taxi whistle. The taxi whistle. Hey, all you guys, stop. We're gonna talk this one out. And she's like, gonna ride forward on her horsey, and I want to call for a timeout. I just want to. She yells out that we're gonna talk this one out.
Okay, so you have
before we punch anymore.
You have disadvantage on this because she is in combat with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to make a plea to stop combat, I want you to do it in character as Stella, and then you have to make a DC 17.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
So the Eagle Splendor, does that mean it just cancels out to normal check?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay. So, I guess should I just roll it or?
Yes.
I called for.
Well, first you got to act it out.
Okay. So she does like the taxi whistle. I say, "Come on, guys, we're gonna talk this one out. We're gonna actually try to talk this one out first before we no one's seriously hurt. We're not to the point of no return. We should all just calm down. We're all rational human beings.
Calm down. Just calm down.
We're all friends. We made a great deal. We traded her a jug for a slave. So.
All right. Make your roll.
Okay.
My rage is Glock handgun.
Persuasion.
You got it. All right. So you believe that your persuasion has succeeded.
Yeah.
Next, it's Glock Knight's turn.
Wait, so what is? Wow, no! Oh no!
Huh?
So Stella has just
called a timeout.
Called a timeout. She cast a spell on herself that gave her the wings of an eagle and lifted her 10 feet into the air and and then she said with the voice of a gleaming golden goddess, let's all just get along.
All right. Well, I'm not bloodthirsty. I'm just fighting for honor. So what I will do is I will ready an action.
Yes. What do you want to do? What do you want to ready? An attack? Yeah. Why don't you ready your attacks against her if she attacks?
Not just attack, but if she were to cast a spell like Charm.
Okay. If she casts a spell on you guys, or attacks one of you guys.
Right.
Okay. That's Glock Knight's turn and Stella's turn, right? So then Bobby B.
Oh, Bobby B.
On you, Bob.
He has a plan.
He does he?
Bobby B assumes his suave, folksy boar person demeanor.
Right.
And kind of twirls his large hammer cudgel thing.
Right.
And sachets a little seductively.
Yes.
Up to our Prinfo.
She's beautiful, and she has curly red-brown locks that fall over her back above her white angelic wings.
She's got locks all over her back.
You know Bobby is into that. And
Yes,
Bobby says, beautiful, we don't have to fight. Let me sing you a little song. It's I'm Bobby B. Now, listen here. Don't have to fight. Don't have no fear. Just put down your sword and listen here, my dear.
Nice.
And he kind of, puts his arms out. Maybe he's looking for a hug and also for her to put her sword down. But
yeah, okay.
He's not attacking her.
Do me a favor and make a performance check with advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me find my. Oh no, that's not the right screen. Come here. Oh, here we go.
It's an Aranese. It's not a succubus.
Yeah, I get the impression it's a little more powerful than that.
Do you still have your inspiration? Can you double up?
Did I double advantage?
Sure, roll again. No, but yes, Ben.
Roll again.
You can add.
Nice.
You can add the inspiration I gave you to a 1d8.
Yeah, add the 1d8 that Joseph gave
I'm
you.
inspired.
Yeah. Advantage.
Yeah, add it all up, baby.
14 plus a 6 is a 20. Yeah. So you sashay on up to the pretty lady and you sing her a song and you extend your arms.
Yeah.
Rubio Fincleave's turn. He's gonna attempt to stand up, so he needs to make a dexterity check.
Rubio, don't hurt yourself.
Rubio falls to the ground.
Oh, come on!
Rubio inchworms closer to Stella. Inchworms. Dizzyreed, Bumblefoot, it's your turn.
As my bonus action, I say, what is it? I wrote this down. I say...
Itadakimasu.
I say...
Itadakimasu. Yeah,
Itadakimasu.
Yeah, Dizzyreed, he claps his hands above his head like this. And the rope unwinds around Rubio.
Yeah, so that's my bonus action as as a full action, or as an action, or I move to the front of her, and I extend my hand.
Okay. She goes to your hand. She pushes it aside, and she walks into the wonderful embrace of Bobby B.
Oh,
yeah!
Bring it in. How does she smell?
She smells like
butter,
like vanilla. She smells like vanilla and jasmine.
Oh, I see that. I say, oh, you sweet, succulent child. You smell like vanilla and jasmine and woman.
Yes, and she says, my beauty is nothing compared to my wrath, Robert.
Do I need to get you guys a room? By that I mean I'm going to pull out my folding boat, and if they need a room...
Yeah. You pull out the folding boat.
Bobby B of the Boar Clan.
I say, honey, I've seen enough of your wrath for the afternoon. Let's stick with beauty for now.
Yeah, you pull out the folding boat and you fold it. You unfold it and use the command words.
Yeah.
You say
make
snap,
it like one of those
unfolds into
swan
a 10-foot
love
long
boats.
boat.
Yeah.
And then you say crackle, and then it unfolds into a ship 24 feet long.
Yeah.
I present a rose from within my breastplate. And rub one of my nipples.
Okay. Make a.
Oh my God! So
make a check of some kind.
Through the breastplate.
Yeah. Make a check of some kind.
Who's checking?
You are. Any kind of charisma check that you'd like.
How about persuasion?
Nice. Crit. Do me one more thing. Make a dexterity check, not with advantage or anything.
Not with advantage.
Untoggle advantage and give yourself a dexterity check.
Regular old dexterity check.
Yeah. So you get you get a crit on your persuasion to seduce her, and you get a 9 on the dexterity saving throw. She throws the rope of entanglement at you. It ties you up. She picks up Bobby B. She turns to the rest. She says, "We'll be back in an hour." Eventually, after about an hour and a half of casual conversation with Rubio Fincleave,
maybe we should just bolt and come back.
you see the figure of the Aranese Saurafine descend from a building, and with her is Bobby B. And she lands, and she's holding him like a child while they're flying.
Yeah,
like a baby almost. And as you know, she's lithe and she is pale, but she is immensely strong. And then she sets Bobby B down, and she folds her angelic wings, and she says, "You know what, Robert? I am going to take you to that George Gallagher concert, and it is going to be awesome."
As it's Sorafine, I would love nothing more.
All right. Well, just make sure you don't leave Dis for the next 3 days. It's 3 nights from now, okay?
The concert?
Yes, the concert.
Well, I'll do my best on these weary roads.
All right, great.
This is definitely the most pressing of our matters.
I know you can tell time here in hell because I heard your stomach growl.
Don't you use those Shinigami eyes on me without consent.
Yes. She scratches you with a nail, like on your shoulder, and it does 1 slashing damage.
You take it.
Did I get a short rest with her, or were we up all night?
No, you did. Everybody else can take a short rest. Bobby, you were preoccupied.
I take 1 slashing damage.
Yeah, you take 1 slashing damage.
She took some bludgeoning damage,
Yes.
if you know what I mean.
So she, so Saurafine, she kind of
that flame tongue.
She does her mannerism, and she cracks her neck, and she says, "Well, if that's gonna be it, I'm sure you all are on your way. Robert said you all were going to the Iron Tower."
Robert.
Yes, winged lady, please tell us how we can arrive at the Iron Tower of Dis.
Hey, could you please tell us his real name?
No,
Yeah.
I just got out of this.
I put my hand on her. I reach up because she's real tall,
okay.
and I kind of shake my head. I'm like, "Don't do the Glock Knight."
Okay. So Bobby, she leans over to you and she whispers in your ear a name. All right. This name doesn't mean anything to you. You've never heard it before. Okay.
Okay.
While she says it to you, she's got her lips all near your ear, and she gets a little funny with it.
Ooh.
And by the time she's done, and Dizzy turns to you and begs to know the name, you already forgot.
Oh.
It didn't mean anything, so it didn't stick, and then she was all up in the tongue, and you forgot.
That sounds like me. That's in character.
Glock Knight, she kind of smiles and winks at you. She says, "Maybe when it's all said and done, you'll tell me how it's possible. Anyways, to get to the tower, there's a couple little neat tricks. Let's see. You can close your eyes and walk to the tower. That can be a little dangerous. How about this one? Robert, stand right here." And she picks you up and places you in the middle of the street. And she says, "Look straight at the tower. All right?
All right.
Everybody else, look at your feet.
Okay. I'll look at my feet.
Don't look up. All right? Now walk towards the tower."
Are we walking too, or is
Robert, stay put. Everybody
Staying
else,
put.
Robert, stare straight at the tower.
Oh yeah.
Everyone else, look down at the ground and walk.
okay?
Go.
So,
Now,
Doing it.
shoo. So you all
Okay.
begin to walk, and before, as you walked towards the tower, it was always a block away. It was always a block away. You'd round a block, there'd be a building in the way, you'd have to go around this building, so you go around it, and then it's a block away. And you turn around, and it's a block away. Bobby B is staring straight at the tower, and he watches as his allies walk toward the gate. When they reach the gate,
I say, "Gate approaching."
okay, You all look up. You are immediately in front of the gate.
Hey!
What kind of magic is this?
You reciprocate in kind. Bobby looks at his feet. You all, come here, Bobby. Come here. You can do it, Bobby. Come here. Yeah, Bobby, you got it.
I bow to the Serafina if
Yeah.
she's still there,
Yeah, she
and just shuffle awkwardly, staring at my feet.
Yep. You stare at your feet.
To his tower?
You stare at your feet for a while. You walk for a block or two until at your feet you see Glock Knight's boots.
Oh man, I look up and I give him a little pat on the chest.
You do. This close to the Iron Tower, you feel like a flea standing at the base of a mountain. That is a mountain of searing gray iron that constantly shifts from one massive shape to another. The tower is ringed by a 30-foot-high rock gate wall that seems a good deal more solid than the tower. Painted in blood, apparently, with scenes of Baator devil victories over the Tanari demons. You recognize the art of the Blood War. The walls, the sides of the wall slope slightly outward, making the top wider than the bottom. Along the top of the wall, 30 feet above you, squat stone gargoyles, spread out every 8 or 10 feet, all around the tower.
I'd like to take a minute and just heal myself. I had a long night.
All right, you do.
Thank you for taking one for the team, Bobby. It must have been hard to stay within the presence of such a treacherous and evil creature.
I'm gonna keep healing myself.
Is she like still with us?
12.
Like, did she leave?
I thought she went away.
No,
we left her behind.
She took back her post whipping people who are working, and Rubio ran away. Rubio is with you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like maybe like I should talk to her and just make sure that she's like not gonna turn us in or like, you know, betray us or something.
Sure.
Full disclosure, I know when a woman is trying to get something on me. And I don't remember what this concert is in 3 days, but I suspect that she has some ulterior motives for keeping us around. So that's on the group now. I can't take responsibility for crazy.
Well, like I was saying, Bobby B, thank you for taking the bullet and flirting with disaster, evil if you will, to gain us safe passage into the Iron Tower of Dis, where our quest goal lies. It's what we're trying to do.
I like it.
Okay. So
no problem.
I guess we're doing this today, right, guys? We're going to need to try to rest before we do it.
We have to go now. Our window of opportunity is closing.
Okay. I want to do one thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Rubio is like free now, right?
Correct.
I want to give him like 50 gold, and I want to tell him to buy a carriage if he can, if he's feeling up to it, a getaway vehicle, if you will. And I want to tell I guess my horse isn't Raziel, so I'll call him Flannel. I'm going to tell Flannel to watch after him.
Okay.
Keep him out of trouble.
All right. So you leave Flannel and 50 gold with fishmonger Rubio Fincleave.
Yes.
And you tell him to find a carriage?
Yeah, or like a cart or something.
A getaway cart.
A getaway cart that we could like jump in if we need to.
And he says, between tears streaming down his face, because he's just a wimp. Would you want me to just keep it parked here?
I mean, yeah. Okay. No, I don't know. Just put the cart. I can call my horse. So, just get the cart on the horse.
Okay.
And
he's like dancing back and forth. His the rags he had as socks have totally melted now, and his feet are on the hot iron road.
I want to like I give him a bardic inspiration. I want to say, "Come on, dude, you can do this.
Okay.
I believe in you."
Nice. All right. He muscles up, and all of a sudden he stops and thinks for a second and says, "I think I saw a horse that way." And he begins to walk.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
You see,
I say, "Okay, buddy, it's an extra D6 whenever you need it."
Yeah, he says.
Good luck.
He says, "I can do this." And you see him walk away, and he gets to like where a line of horses and carriages are, and he like taps on like a pit fiend's shoulder, and the pit fiend turns, and he's like talking to the pit fiend, and the pit fiend's like scratching his head and points him in a direction, and Rubio kind of walks off. You know?
You guys think 50 is enough?
Probably. We've done that man a huge favor. I think we've spent enough resources. I'm gonna miss my jug of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
You sure will.
Stella,
all a fair price paid for the freedom of fishmonger Rubio Fincleave of Waterdeep.
Stella pulls out her she has a little tiny pocketbook of like the Paladin creed.
Yeah.
I guess it's too hard to show.
Yeah.
But she checks off kindle the light and shelter the light.
Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. The rest of you have been kind of looking at this wall, and you notice there's no gate yet. There's this huge 30-foot high rock wall with the paintings in blood of the Blood War, but you think you'll have to walk to the other side to get to the gatehouse.
Uh-oh. Is that another trick, you guys?
Is that gate, like, how tall is it?
So the wall is 30 feet high.
Okay.
There is a gate on the other side of this circular wall.
So I get on my broom.
Yes.
And I just fly straight up
Okay.
and see if I can see over the wall.
You fly 10, then 15 feet in the air.
Yeah.
As you get about 20, 25 feet in the air, you see one of the squat stone gargoyles sitting atop the tower.
Yeah.
It stands and it spreads its wings and it kind of hops off its perch and kind of floats down towards you.
Okay.
It's heading towards you now.
Okay. I float back down a little bit.
Okay.
And I say, "Hey, Mr. Gargoyle, I'm lost. I'm trying to find the gatehouse, or how do I get into this place? I kind of somehow stumbled here. How do I get in? Can you please help me and my friends?"
And you're like slowly descending.
Yeah.
Okay. The gargoyle speaks in a language that you do not understand. As you slowly drop and it sees you descending, it with a very powerful flap of its stone wings, launches itself back towards its pedestal without looking, and you feel the force of the wings kind of push you to the ground, and you touch the ground.
Okay, and I say to my friends, yeah, that's a no-go.
It speaks in a language that sounds like gur.
Should watch more Disney's gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone speak Terran or Primordial?
You're getting crickets from me.
Give me something to shoot.
Aquan or any other Primordial languages? Okay, so no one understands the gargoyle.
No.
Maybe we should just try knocking on like the wall.
Mm-hmm. Hugh, what are you doing? You see Dizzyreed fly up to this gargoyle, and he's on his broom doing his thing, and he's bit off more than he can chew, and he flies back down. Bobby B is like nervously scratching his crotch, a little nervous. He's
getting demon STDs.
Yeah. What is Hugh doing? Humongous.
I have my mic muted. We're just standing on the other side of this big ass fucking wall looking thing. I would, I guess go up to it and just poke it and make sure that it's a hard wall.
Yeah, you do. You walk up to the wall and you take out all that remains and you poke the wall. The wall is real. You poke into some of the detailed tapestry of blood that's on the wall, depicting like a image from the Blood War. And as you tap into the motif, a little bit of the blood used to paint the wall obviously gets eaten by all that remains.
Oh, shit.
And he says, celestial blood? The blood of the angels. Ooh, woo, woo. The blood of the angels. Hugh, do you recognize this motif on the wall?
No.
No.
Yes.
It's the great battle of Mount Celestia.
Oh.
Thousands of years ago. The demons and the devils attempted to work together to take down the Celestials. And they made it all the way to the base of Mount Celestia. The demons and the devils, they didn't win, but they killed enough Celestials to paint a pretty picture, if you know what I mean.
Well, let's suck up a lot of the blood?
I'm game. That's fine with me. We'll suck it up, and I'll tell you the story as it goes. And so Mungus has his sword like tapped against the wall, almost like a blind man leads himself along the ground. And his sword, all that remains, is guiding his arm as it traces the blood on this wall and kind of picks at it. It doesn't eat a lot of it, but it picks at it. And all that remains tells the story of this assault on Mount Celestia while you guys walk.
We still don't hear it, though, right? We just see him sucking it up.
Yes. Now, Hugh, I'm going to imagine that you're relaying this information to the group.
Sure.
Okay.
Especially as it involves Mount Celestia. Stella.
That's where I live.
That's where you live. That's right. Hugh explains that the demons and devils, led by Paladin himself, made it all the way to the base of Mount Celestia, the lowest and first layer, Lunia, the Silver Heaven, and were immediately met by King Corona and his massive army. Now, Stella, you know that this is your
It's my daddy.
great grandfather, probably.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It can't be your dad, right?
It's my super great dad. It's one of them.
It must be.
It's in there. It's in there.
It must be. And Hugh explains, as all that remains explains to him, that when the devils and the demons made it to the base of Mount Celestia, they were overwhelmed by the Archon cavalry, the patrons and the trumpets, and the Archon hounds set on the demons and devils like never before, led by the Archon Bereshiel. And Bereshiel laid waste to these devils and demons, and they were forced to retreat. And hey, look, it's a gate. And eventually you see a gate. You find a single gatehouse leading into the courtyard around the tower. 4 guards block the entrance, all 15 feet tall, 600 pounds, huge arms, red skin, gigantic horns on their head. These are Kornagons, known commonly as pit fiends.
Oh, jeez.
They're pretty powerful if I
They're
do.
tall.
They have huge leathered wings. They all
boy.
carry these massive cudgels. You feel, as you get within 20 feet of them, that you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
What kind of save is it against? Is it potentially
Fear.
Fear?
Yes.
Okay, so I have advantage.
All right.
I guess I don't have enough like foresight to buff us before this happens, right?
You didn't see them before. You see them now, and you are fearful.
So it's wisdom?
Wisdom saving throw by everybody.
Wisdom.
Normally, a pit fiend would only... Its fear aura would only be present if a creature hostile to it started its turn near it. You guys are so low level compared to these things. All right. Dizzyreed, you have advantage, but you are afeared. Glock Knight, there's a little bit of shaking in your boots. You would never admit it, but inside your mithril armor, you are afeared. Big Ben, Benny G, Danny,
Bobby B,
and Justin, you are all unafeared.
Unafeared.
Essentially, guys, if you're afraid of it,
can't get any closer.
When dealing with it, you can't get any closer. You're going to have disadvantage on all your checks against these things. It's just two of you, really. All right. You approach the Cornagons. You see them now. They block the entrance, 4 of them, shoulder by shoulder. The leader, a fiend named Baalug, confronts the party. All right. Stand in a straight line, shoulder to shoulder, just like us. All now, in a row, please. Thank you. That's right, you, Jaguar Man, next to the princess. Thank you. All of you, straight line, now.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
All right, hold on. 2 of you are afeared and cannot move.
Right.
Oh, we can't move at all.
You can't move forward.
Okay.
Which is forward and backwards.
Let me make these guys visible to you on the map, okay?
Okay.
Okay, well, then I will come here. This will be part of my line. That'll be where I go.
They want you in a line just like them.
Oh. Then I come here.
They want you in a line just like them.
Oh. Okay. I guess I'll be in the middle.
Baalug coughs. Excuse me? In a line, please. Shoulder to shoulder. Straight line. Thank you. Please approach.
We can't.
Maybe can I turn to, that's Dizzy next to me, right? Is he afflicted with the same?
I am also scared.
It's you too.
Okay, I grab Dizzy's hand, and then I'm like, maybe we should hold hands before we proceed.
All right. The power of friendship.
Our arms are free.
Okay.
We're holding hands
so
because we like it.
Kind of,
By the way, this is the wall that you are all standing at. This is the gate that you're at.
Oh my god!
See the opening there with the 3 planers or whatever. That's where these 4 Cornagons are standing. These pit fiends, and you guys are in front of them.
Yeah.
In this epic-looking classic Planescape art of a gate in front of a random city that obviously looks like hell because it's Planescape.
Madness.
Yeah, so trying to play it off, I'm like, if we hold hands, it will show them that we are unarmed because our hands will be occupying each other's hands.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. You all, Dizzy and Glock Knight, you all see as they hold hands, shaking in their boots. What do you guys do?
I'm just cold. I'm not scared. I'm just real cold.
Come on, guys, you're embarrassing us.
All right, that's good enough. I keep doing the Carl voice. I love Carl so much. That's obviously not the voice. He's like a pencil pusher. His name is Baalug. I'm gonna say that he's got a bow tie. Okay. All right. Jaguar Man next to the princess. Thank you very much. Starting with you on the left. Boar Man. State your name, please.
Bobby B. At your service.
Bobby B. And next, you, one chosen of Hethradaya. What is your name?
They call me Hugh Mungus.
Yes, very funny. And Princess, what is your name?
You can call me Stella.
Stella.
Yep.
That's it?
That's my name.
Roll a deception check.
First
I
name.
mean, he knows I'm a princess.
He knows you're a princess and you call yourself Stella.
I want to help.
What the hell is this? Stella, what the hell is that next to you?
Oh, this is my best friend. He can explain himself. Dizzyreed Bumblefoot.
And I bow. I'm Dizzyreed Bumblefoot.
You do. You bow. Your demon fez falls falls off of your head, but you catch it in your hand as you bow.
Yeah, and I say, I've always strived to be more like you fine gentlemen, you big,
nope,
powerful,
nope,
yeah,
dudes. Leave it.
Yeah, make a. Is that a? What is that? Whatever you're doing, it has disadvantage.
It's a flattery check.
Yeah. Make
persuasion.
Sure, that's fine.
But I have advantage.
Yes, you do.
So I guess.
Out.
So.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, he gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I swear, I'm not broken.
How bards work, okay? It's totally balanced.
Balug says, okay, and Dizzyreed, Bumblefoot, and lastly, we have...
Hail and well met, Pit Fiend. My name is Glock Knight of Rivellon. We seek entrance.
Rivellon?
Correct, Rivellon.
Very cool.
Very cool, very legal.
All right. Now, what do I call all of you then?
We are Tiger Mafia, LLC.
No. No.
In a moment of fear, I screw up.
Is that not?
You fumble with a business card and drop it. Balug, the Pit Fiend, walks up to you.
Look us up.
Yeah, we're on
walks up to you. He bends down to the ground and picks up the business card and begins to read it.
Yeah.
All rights reserved. Sell your information to a third party. Whoa. What's a car?
It's what we call like a horse-drawn carriage.
Oh, all right. Well then, Tiger Mafia LLC. He hands you back the business card. And what is your business here at the Iron Tower of Dispater? Dispater, the Archdevil. Dispater, Iron Lord of the Second. Dispater, Father of Strife.
It sounds like you need a business card with that on there to hand out to people.
What is your business here, travelers?
I look at Stella and maybe I kind of want to take a 5-foot step backwards because I'm scared.
Yeah.
Yes, I plan for this. We have business inside the tower.
Stella, it is, right? Stella, you said?
Yes, Princess Stella.
Princess Stella.
Yes.
Are you supplicants? Are you merchants? What is your business here?
Well, we're adventurers by trade, Tiger Mafia, as you can see, and we are the highest quality, and we know that there is lots of cash to be made in hell, and we want to make money?
He narrows his eyes. And you will make money inside the tower How?
Oh, we want to
By
talk
selling ourselves as mercenaries for the Lord of the Iron himself.
Yeah, I also play the triangle, and I figured, people like the sound this thing makes, and I perform as well as I can. Not with the triangle. Sorry, my recorder.
The triangle, though.
The recorder. I'm using the recorder.
The triangle, though.
Do I have a triangle? I do have a triangle on me, but the recorder is my trade.
Okay. All right, go for it.
So, is a performance check?
Yes.
Whip out the recorder.
Where's the recorder, though?
Yeah. I actually don't know where my recorder is.
Okay, it's been so long you lost it.
All right, that's okay.
All
Kiss
right.
My Rose.
Sounds
Pretty
good.
good.
Okay.
Baby.
Well, if you're trying to offer your services as hired weapons for Dispater, Archdevil, Iron Lord of the Second, Father of Strife, what do you have to offer him that 4 pit fiends do not have?
Well, we are less conspicuous. We're more adverse in espionage and spying on things, and we're just very powerful people in the hub city of Sigil, and that is, that seems pretty cool, right? You guys can't do that, right?
Okay. Yeah, that checks out.
Cool.
Sounds good. So the pit fiend Balug turns and steps back towards the tower, and he waves you all on. So,
Oh,
yes.
All right. Are we still scared? Because we can't really go towards them.
you're no longer scared.
Okay.
After talking to them, we realized they're not such bad guys.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gingerly walk through.
You walk through the gate. You're now on the inside of the wall. You can see the tower immediately before you.
Man, that's gonna be a lot of stairs we gotta climb up, guys.
Yeah. Can I?
Are
they like still looking at us right now?
They're watching you. They're watching you. They kind of look excited. A short, rubble-strewn courtyard is all that lies between you and this ever-shifting tower. There are no obvious doors or entrances leading into the tower.
Damn it. I close my eyes and try to walk into the wall.
What is the content of your head right now?
I'm thinking that we had to close our eyes to walk towards the tower to be able to approach it. That was one of the methods. And because you said that there's no door readily available or seeable, I'm going to try the exact same thing to try to walk through the door. Right? That's what you're saying. Like we can't see any kind of entrance.
Right. You can see no entrance. So you close your eyes.
And I try to walk through the wall, and I'm going to. It says they also mention like who we believe in or what we believe in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to pray to the future gods of Rivellon, and I'm going to try to walk through.
Okay. You begin to pray to the future gods of Rivellon.
Yeah.
And the source.
Yes, the source.
John doesn't know that much yet.
I do know that much.
Okay, never mind.
And you close your eyes and you walk towards the wall. And you walk towards the wall, and as you're about to get to the wall, you reach the wall and you walk into the wall. You bump into the wall.
Oh fuck.
The wall is extremely hot. It's the hot shifting iron of Dis.
Fuck.
And it immediately scalds against your hot armor, which heats. Armor heats.
Mr. Glock Knight, I know, we're all nervous.
9 fire damage.
Oh no!
come on!
I just wanted to be a hero.
The pit fiends, one of the pit fiends, everyone else besides Glock Knight hears one of them go, "Oh, you almost had it."
Ooh. I hear that?
Yeah, Stella, you hear that. You turn and you see it. It wasn't Balug, but it was the one standing next to him, the one that is now pink.
Was that an infernal?
It wasn't. It was in common.
Can I pull out? I want to close my eyes, face the tower.
I'm sorry, it had to be an infernal this whole time.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay.
I was going to do part of this anyway.
We'll say that when the pit fiend was speaking to you all individually, he was speaking through telepathy that you could understand.
Okay.
When it speaks out loud, it speaks in infernal. So anybody who understands infernal could have just heard, "Oh, he was so close."
I like to imagine the other guys told him not to think so loud. But anyway, I want to pull out the scabbard. And,
you do.
And I want to focus and believe on entering, maybe not like the room it's in, but I want to be like, I want to close my eyes and imagining being already inside of the tower.
Okay. Close your eyes.
Where my prize is, and I'm gonna believe that everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna open my eyes, and I'm already gonna be inside.
All right.
And I go.
You look where the scabbard is pointing.
Yeah.
You close your eyes. You walk forward. Walk forward. Reach the wall. You slam into the wall.
Fuck!
You're not wearing metal, right?
Nope.
You take 1 fire damage.
What?
Okay.
I turn around and ask the pit fiends, hey guys, how do we get in?
Now you're embarrassing us.
It's just not very obvious. There are no signs. I mean, I don't know how this works.
You want to know a trick to get in?
Yeah.
Give me 200 gold worth of gems or a magic item.
All right. Well, I take 200 gold out of the party fund and hand it to him.
But we have to have gems.
Yeah, they want 200 gold in gems. The underworld doesn't give a shit about gold.
Okay. Well, shit.
You've seen silver pieces, you've seen platinum pieces. In hell, people barter with souls, and they barter in gems.
Well, I have, I guess I still have that Iron Stone of Awareness.
You do.
So, you know.
You hand it off?
Dizzy, we could do it. And no one's gonna...
I put a hand on Stella's shoulder and I say, perhaps we should maybe spend a few more moments to try to figure out this puzzle.
No, this is embarrassing. I don't like this.
Yeah, but at least if we figure it out on our own, they will know that we have the perseverance and integrity to complete a goal.
Right. I
raise an eyebrow, but you know.
Right.
Is there like some kind of history check I could like roll to like remember this tower and like if there are any stories of like whether someone's told me that, like
you mean like from your storybooks and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like a history check or something?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna use my
you're gonna get like the little kids version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to use my inspiration too.
Okay, go ahead.
So advantage history.
All right. Like Big Bad Dispater, he was always paranoid. His tower stands in the center of his city, and he's always moving everyone around so that they're in his view. And he always wants to know what everyone's secrets are, and he needs to be protected by walls and guards at all times. He's always hatching plans, and he's always paranoid that others are hatching plans against him. But you do know that the one way to get in his favor, just like all other devils, is to play up their ego and to make them feel as though that they are worth worship.
Okay. So I guess we have to flatter him? maybe like think that like maybe we should just say we're gonna bring him something really cool.
There is that.
Like maybe one of you guys, not me, because I already went, but maybe one of you guys can say like, "Oh, I have this really cool crossbow. I want to show it to Dissipator. He'll love this thing. He'll have fun playing with it."
So, I think it's safe to say now, based on how this has played out, that Stella and Glock Knight and Dizzyreed are kind of like hunched over together, trying to come up with a plan. Meanwhile, Bobby B and Hugh, you guys are standing back separately a little bit, like Lord of the Snails amulet. Nice. Hugh and Bobby, you guys are looking at the tower, and you see carved into the outer surface of the tower is a continuous tableau of various greater Baator devils gleefully torturing mortals. And you think it just might be possible for somebody with the right tools or skills to climb this tableau. These carvings of these devils torturing people. And just as you start to think that, the tableau shifts as the tower is constantly changing. And you realize it would be a little more challenging than you first thought. But about 60 feet up, you see a small ironwork balcony that never shifts and looks out on the city of Dis.
So I've got the old 50 feet of rope, which is 10 too short, but you motherfucking can jump. But I don't have a good way of getting up there quickly because not only would it be climbing, but we're still whole fucking, like, if you're in plate armor, you move half speed, yeah?
Strength, half speed, and strength checks have disadvantage.
We all know Daniel's character loves to climb things.
In that case, that's the only thing around. There's no other entrances.
There's just there's the what the guys are doing, which one of the pit fiends said they were close. There's the balcony that you see, and then there's the pit fiends. That's all there really is to interact with.
Yeah, I can't really throw a dwarf too well either. A strength check.
Probably not.
What you get?
But we don't know this yet, right?
Right. You guys don't know this. Hugh is just kind of looking up at it, and he looks down at maybe I could throw Dizzyreed, and then he looks back up and.
Tell the group, there's a little thing up there that we could try to fuck around with. If anybody's good at getting up to things.
Can we try using the flying broom again? I'm gonna try, start hovering again, start, ascending slowly and see.
You kick up on the broom.
Yeah.
And you're just like a foot off the ground, right? You're just testing, and you look up and you see a gargoyle, like you see dust and dirt like shake off of a gargoyle all at once as it cranes its head to look at you.
Okay, so I land back down. I was like, guys, I can also dimension door up there, but I also feel like that's cheating.
Spells, player. I know the answer to your riddle, Thomas. It's a fucking 5th level spell. No, this is well established about the tower. This is not anything I made up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Magical balcony.
Magical, yeah. A balcony 60 foot up in the air that does not shift.
All right.
Tableau of fiends torturing humans that you maybe could climb 60 feet to get to the balcony. However,
is climbs acrobatic or is it
athletic?
It's athletics.
If the movement is vertical, it's athletics. If the movement is horizontal, it's acrobatics.
Actually, I have an idea. I got polymorph.
Ooh,
yeah. Actually, that could work.
Stella, perhaps we can try the method that I tried earlier. I do not know if you could discern my intentions when I tried to walk into that wall blindly, but I was closing my eyes, just like we were told to do outside of these gates, and then trying to approach the wall. But after you recounted your little storybook version of this weird fucking place, I think that we could try again. Maybe perhaps if we were praying to Despater to flatter him, then maybe we could walk through this wall.
Yeah, one of us should stay here, though, in case it works, so we can tell the others it worked.
I will try again, although this metal armor, it could be perilous to me, but I do not care because I am selfless. Here I go.
Okay, maybe I should do it. I can take a hit.
Glock Knight begins walking forwards.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna attempt the same thing, but instead to Rivellon, I'm going to try to pray to Despater, and as genuinely as I can muster, even though I'm lawful good and all that stuff, I'm going to pray and think as hard as I can. You know, like Great Despater, we seek entrance into your court because you know, we seek to worship and praise you, and we come bearing gifts.
You all watch as Glock Knight walks towards the wall, and he walks towards the wall, and he reaches the wall, and he passes through.
He did it! Guys, he did it.
Well, shit. I was really hoping I get to turn myself into a big monkey.
All you have to do is believe.
Dizzyreed, you might not be done.
Yeah.
You all see Glock Knight walk through the wall, and one of the pit fiends goes, "Ah!" and another one like takes out a ruby, and you know, the one who bad takes out a ruby and hands it to another one. You know?
Guys, all you have to do is believe in Despater and how cool he is, and just think about how you want to give him like all your money and stuff. Watch this, and I'm gonna like run. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna run as fast as I can. I'm gonna mutter, "Kindle the Despater, shelter the Despater, preserve the Despater, feed the Despater," and I'm just gonna go through it.
You run straight through the wall.
Woo!
I close my eyes and say, you know, Despater, I know we don't talk much, but, you know, I've always thought you were a really cool guy, and I've always wanted to be more like you. So, you know, I think it'd be really cool. We finally get to meet, me and you. Maybe we can just have a chat, go get a cup of coffee, you know, maybe hang out a little bit. And I start walking towards the wall.
Okay, Dizzyreed, eventually you slam into the wall.
Not good.
Are you wearing metal?
I am not. I have resistance to fire damage.
You have the elven chain, though.
Yeah.
That's metal.
I mean, your call.
Turtleneck.
I'll give you the 1d6.
Sipping on a light beer.
You take 1 fire damage, 2 half to 1.
Okay. Well, guys, I can't do it.
Well, you don't even. Dizzyreed knows when he's bleeding.
Well, I'll see you guys later.
We'll see you after Cursed Hammer.
All right.
There goes the greatest bard we ever knew.
We have Dizzyreed, Bobby B, and Hugh Mungus standing outside Despater's Iron Tower. And they all three know that to get in, all they have to do is admit worship of Despater. All they have to do is bend the knee and pledge glory to Despater, honor to Despater, pride in Despater. That's not that hard, right, Hugh?
I mean, not, you know.
I mean, it's not like it goes against everything we stand for.
Why gotta go?
I mean, sometimes you gotta tell a little fib, I guess. I
imagine like maybe if this were the only way into the tower, Humongous could muster admitting that he would believe in something other than his own strength or glory or power, or maybe Demogorgons or the swords, but...
Maybe if I just tell him that he's a really cool guy, he'll...
That's what Dizzyreed just did. That's what Dizzyreed just did. Think we can sit down face to face and have a chat? You saw what happened to him.
I don't need it more than Dizzy, you know? He has a sarcastic tone of voice.
Yeah, the three of you put your heads together.
Yeah, let's hear you do it with feeling. I'm ready for that.
All right, hang on.
Yep.
All right, Despater, look. I think that I'm new in these parts. I've been having a lot of fun. It's a pretty cool place. I like what you've done with everything going around here. It's a freaking good time. And I was talking to my sword, and he was talking back, and he's telling me, Despater, it's a real cool dude, and you should really go and hang out with him and like try to give him, you know, a like muscly high five, and really appreciate his highness. He's really cool.
And then what? And then you walk to the wall?
Well, sometimes your forehead hurts.
Yeah. So, Hugh prays flattery upon Despater and begins to walk towards the wall. As he walks towards the wall, as he begins to shift through the wall, his aura, the aura of Hathradaya, disappears.
Oh no.
And your sword says,
Sammy. No.
Well, if you were going to piss that guy off, the least you could do was not say out loud that it was somehow my idea.
Well, you know, I figured it'd give me street cred.
So now you're standing on the inside and you've got your buddies with you, but you don't have your aura anymore. Sebi might be upset with you. He's definitely upset with your sword. Bobby B and Dizzyreed are on the other side, the last two.
Well, Bobby, you want to give it a shot? I seem to have terrible luck, or you know, I can't do sincerity. It's not a thing that I'm good at.
I can't do sincerity.
Wow.
Man, that's like Dizzyreed's essence. He can't be honest to himself about himself. And therefore he can't be honest to anyone else about himself.
We'll do it together, Mr. Reed.
The two musicians hold each other's hands and sing praises of Despater.
Sing me the song, you're the Despater man.
You guys pass through the wall, and you all end up on the other side. The floor of this wide rectangular room is littered with skeletons. The skeletons are wearing cloaks so gray with age that they're crumbling to dust. Many of the skeletons have collapsed mid-combat. You see skeletons on top of each other, their bony fingers locked around each other's neck bone for all eternity. The ceiling above you tapers to a point at least 60 feet above you. You see a spined devil, one of the little guys. He looks up at you all and says, wait here. Someone will be with you shortly. And it leaves.
We know our way around.
And that's how we're going to end tonight.
All right.
You guys are successfully in the tower. David will be with us, and David, a.k.a. George Gallagher, will be your guide through the Iron Tower of Dis.
Oh,
shit. That's awesome.
Ski.
That's it.